The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Isn't it lovely morning?
Yeah, I feel it. Jason, I can feel it.
You can.
Yeah.
You 100%?
No. I'm like
80?
stupidly 50% right now. This is the dumbest thing. This
What's
is
going on? Describe it.
The ballad of being old, getting old, being old. I don't know what happened last night. Here's one of the first signs of getting old. When you start injuring yourself sleeping. So generally,
battle out there.
every once in a while, I'll get a little bout of sciatica, but it generally goes down my right side. This is a new one, dude. It feels like someone has a dagger in the freaking right in the middle of my left butt cheek.
I have an explanation.
Do you?
I have that voodoo doll at home.
Yeah, is that?
I can make a call.
That is honest to God, dude. That is kind of what it feels like. It feels like somebody stuck a needle in a voodoo doll right in the cheeker. Oh, God, it just sucks. Can't get comfortable.
And you can't sit either more weight on one side or the other.
It kind of, if I put all my weight on that side, it weirdly stretches it.
Squashes it.
Yeah. Need one of them chiropractors.
Yeah.
Come in and adjust my. Do you work on butt cheeks, sir, ma'am? Do you? Appreciate that. So I don't know what the hell to do. You know what? Other than it's game time, Jason, and you know what gamers do? They power through.
Yeah, they are. You're a gamer.
What if that ever happens it never happens in professional sports, Brooke Lopez about to go out for a game. I don't know why I picked Brooke Lopez. He's like,
cheek.
Well, wouldn't that be technically a glute injury?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's not an injury. It's not an injury. It's just a.
If it was the playoffs, would you play?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
I'm playing right now.
Well, this is the playoffs.
This is the playoffs. Playoffs? It is the playoffs. You know what? And to prove it, here's a little something to get you started on a
Moose?
I think he's Moose.
Okay.
Moose is
We
right.
know that?
Yeah, no, not for sure. Not for sure. I wonder if they're available for
Parties?
we've always I've
In studio?
I've long pushed for a Sacktown Sports live show. Like Kansas Ice Country in the Park.
That's when we have biscuits and gravy.
That's right.
The biscuits.
And then as soon as everybody gets everyone's sitting there with their biscuits and gravy in front of them, and then she comes on Taste the Biscuit.
Yeah.
And then we start seriously, taste the biscuit right now.
Yeah. The honey sauce.
I'm getting advice from MC and friends.
Oh, and how to treatment?
Yeah. Wait, what did he say? He said all I see from MC is it helps release the sacroiliac joint. What helps release it?
Biscuit.
Right? Oh, use a foam roller.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, God dang it, man!
It's another gadget you have to buy.
They are still doing it. They released new music in 2024.
They did.
Apparently.
Do we have it?
Is it a banger?
Aren't they all bangers?
Yeah. So, well, 1 for 1 for me.
I got one of them massage guns.
Okay.
I don't know.
Theragun?
Yeah, Theragun.
It's a little hard to do that one.
Yeah, I'd have to like clamp it and then sit on it.
Sit on it.
And can I tell you something? You better be sitting correctly because that could get real awkward real quick.
Correct.
If you slip.
Yeah.
or
take me thrifting, take me to the Goodwill. They have everything under the sun.
Oh, honey.
Tons of bargains, there's always a deal at the Goodwill. Sometimes I go there just for the fun. Take a look at this cowboy hat. Take a look at this, take a look at that. Need a suit for an interview? Yeah. Take a look at these pants and shoes. Take a look at this fine plate set. Take a look at this warm blanket. Take a look at this, take a look at that.
All right.
Goodwill.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Where it's at.
One hit wonder. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was, what did she rhyme blanket with one something set? Hey, what the hell's going on in the chat? Why is everybody ranked?
Oh, we have power rankings?
I mean, I like the fact that it's purple and there's a little Kings
Maybe
hat.
Kyle has a power ranking system.
Yeah, what is going on here?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
And then I click on it and it's
who's number one?
Peg Junk.
Okay.
Number one. Actually it's a three-way tie between Peg, Tom, and MC.
Okay.
How
do we break the tie?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. They're awarded experience points, so they have points that they're given.
Well, they all have experience.
But here's my problem: is where this could absolutely backfire is if this is based, and I'm guessing it is, on the amount of times they post.
Oh, yeah, it's not good.
I don't know, but because I can't see it on the StreamYard, but on YouTube there's something that says Crown Top Fans.
On what?
On the YouTube.
Yeah,
I can't see it on the StreamYard. I just pulled up the YouTube and I see it now.
Oh yeah, so
yeah, it's on the YouTube.
StreamYard.
I mean,
but yeah, you're right because then people just
it's just gonna. We got the spam team. Okay, anybody say in the chat what it's. How do you get XP? Because that's going to depend on whether or not we disable.
It's also weird because Tom Too Witty just went from number 2 to number 3.
Oh my goodness!
And Peg just went from 1 to 2.
Down the stretch they come. Hey, it's Tom Too Witty.
Upset.
Big upset.
Unconfirmed who number 1 is now.
I've got Dwayne at number 1, but I want to know. Well, there's just a bunch. There's a 5-way tie. What's going to bother? Here's the problem: is I will obsess on this now. I will. Are we going to do updated?
You will
rankings?
probably start to type in there to see if you can become number 1.
You know what? I wonder if I.
If you type it, it just comes up number 1.
What's my ranking? Let's trade Monk.
Oh, great.
I know. I don't have a little. Some people have little crownies.
Oh, you're unranked.
I'm unranked.
There's only 3. It's a top 3.
Yeah, others receiving votes. Carmichael Dave.
MC got booted out of the top 3.
Yeah.
You might have to get into a better conference.
It's a great point. A lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Maybe an at-large bid.
Yeah.
You're not good.
No, man. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm going to be fine. No, I'm just saying I'm going to be fine. Would it be weird if I did the show?
No.
Just
totally normal.
Just stretch.
That's how you should greet Sam Amick.
I mean, I have before.
Both legs up, butt in the air.
Yes. Can you put both legs up?
That would be
It's like a plank.
That'd be a hell of a plank.
Let's see.
I could. I just don't want to.
You're halfway there. Living on a prayer.
Are you slightly surprised at my?
Yeah, how high you got your leg up? Slightly.
Man. Any masseuses out there come in and rub my butt cheek? We'll give you. We got tickets to Save Mart 300. And I'm playing golf after.
Are you?
That's why I'm in golf. Let me tell you.
Yeah, swing and you'll be walking around. That'll help you. What's with all that wiggling? You don't normally do that.
I'm just waiting. No, I don't. I'm just out of con. He's talking about golf. Or yeah, I can play. I'm just gonna. Problem is, I'm on a freaking cross country flight in 3 days. That's what's worrying.
Oh yeah.
Well, part of that.
And you got to sit tonight and watch Alan Stiles cook. Is that tonight or tomorrow?
Oh God, that's tonight. Oh hey, happy 60th anniversary.
Yeah,
to
60.
My mom and dad.
Yeah,
yeah, my mom and dad. Happy 60th.
Oh really?
Let's piss him off.
Wow, come on. Not a good gift.
Well, he was over last night. You know what? He got barbecue chicken thighs.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Well,
Why am I on the air?
Come on, old man. Pick up the phone. Oh, we have an 8-second delay, so. Taste biscuit.
Oh.
Hello.
Hey.
You're on the air.
Hey, you're on. Oh yeah, you're on there, Dad. Sorry, I did.
Jeez.
Look, I just wanted to say, happy 60th anniversary.
Happy 60th,
and I love you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right.
All right.
Okay. All right. Love you.
Hey, you're off the air. Jeez.
You know the best part about that is my whole life growing up living at my parents' house, I would sleep till like 11, noon, 1.
When are you going to make something of your life?
And my Vietnam vet father, who would get up every morning, 4 a.m. David, you're missing the best part of the day. You get up, it's beautiful, especially in the summer. It's cool. No one's really. He would lecture me on that nonstop, right? I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. Close the door.
Today was your day to fight back.
I woke my father up. It's a circle of life.
What's he doing with his? What's he doing with his day? Let's go. Let's get up. Come on.
Let's go, Dad. Don't sleep your life away. That was another big one.
Sounds fake.
Jeez.
How did you spend your 60th anniversary?
Jeez.
What do you like with your eggs?
Jeez.
What's your favorite letters in the alphabet?
Jeez.
What's your favorite side dish? Is it macaroni and?
Jeez.
Say pretty. No.
Yeah, there's one from Peg. You're burning daylight. Wake up.
I love wearing my blue.
Are we getting into a Mount G's more? I don't know how I'd feel the morning of my 60th wedding anniversary. It's got to be bittersweet, right? Because on one hand, 60. I mean 60. That's insane. Like that's so long.
Yeah.
On the other hand, 60. You're old, man. That's how I'm gonna be. I'm like, oh my God, my marriage is 60.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah, I'm only 40.
I'm going to Alaska with him in August. I've told you. We're at the dinner table last night.
Make sure you bring a jacket.
And he's just at the point right now where he has the sense of humor. This is part. I get my sense of humor from my mother mainly, but the other part from him, he's like, well, I was like, you 40? He's like, yeah, if I make it. I was like, what do you mean if you make it? He goes, oh, you never know. Wake up tomorrow. Could not wake up tomorrow. I'm like, Dad, it's in like 2 months. Of course you're gonna make it. And he goes, well, if I don't, just put me in the cargo. Just take me fishing, put me in the cargo. I'm Like, I'm laughing, but also I'm like, jeez.
Jeez.
Remember that website, Ask?
If you can't tell, it's getaway day for us. We hit the vacation. Well, we're getting pretty close to having a what is it called? A medley of my dad.
Yes.
I think we got 3 pretty good
the
clips.
best and greatest hits.
we need to take those and put them into a song.
Taste the biscuit.
Yeah, with the biscuit beat behind it.
Well,
she says mac and cheese. You
mac and cheese.
Mix it.
Do you think there's a karaoke version of that on YouTube?
I hope so.
Instrumental.
I hope so.
We can make one.
All right, let's enough of this garbage.
Aww.
Enough of this hullabaloo. Enough of this malarkey. Leading off right now, poor favor.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Mason Miller, the Reaper, closes the door in game number 2. Voice crack and all, the Reaper brings the A's a win here in the Tampa night. Athletics win 4-3 in a massive victory.
This is totally off topic. Have I ever said on the air I took 6 years of ballet? Have I ever mentioned that to you in all these years?
I don't. There's something that's ringing a bell,
Okay.
but I don't know about 6 years of ballet.
Do you know what you know what they made me wear every single time I went and practiced?
What?
2-2.
It was a long way to go for that. It was a really long way to go. Who was that guy on Fantasy Island when the plane flew overhead?
2-2.
Oh no, that's Tattoo.
Jeez.
It's gonna get to the point where we need like 3 more clips, and I'm just gonna start randomly calling him and say, "Hey, Dad," and then have whatever he says, and then just hang up. Love you.
Yeah.
I wasn't really in ballet, everybody.
It wasn't 6 years.
Yeah, I was the major general in the Pirates Penzance once, though. Yeah, still living off that glory in 4th grade. A's won.
Yeah, they did.
And to celebrate,
Yes.
Max Muncy told Mark Kotze, I want to go talk to Jason at Carmichael Dave.
Carmaker Dave. Yeah, he homered yesterday. He was one of the heroes.
Carmichael Dave?
Maybe.
Or Max Muncy.
On a 2-2 pitch.
What? Wait.
What was the count?
What was the count when he homered?
2-2.
Is it Max Muncy or is it Max Muncy?
No, it's Max Muncy.
It's Max Muncy?
Yeah.
Because I know
Be careful how you pronounce it.
We're trying to get Jalen Williams on the Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, which one?
Jalen.
Oh, Jalen.
Williams.
Jalen
Williams.
Williams.
That would actually
Williams.
be funny. What if one of them was like, I actually pronounce it Williams. He pronounces it Williams.
Yum.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Maybe we could get Max Muncy interviewing Max Muncy.
Can I be honest?
With Jalen Williams and Jalen Williams.
What? That would be the most randomly amazing podcast. Muncy on Muncy. Just them sitting across from each other being like, what's it like being a Max Muncy? What's your favorite Max Muncy experience?
I feel like there'd only be one episode.
Yeah, right.
No, I think they could interview other same name athletes. Like
So you got
Jalen
Williams.
Williams.
Okay.
Set the list. Maybe a second podcast.
Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, does that count?
Sure.
Yeah.
But you can't call him senior or junior.
Yeah, it's just Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey. Kenneth Griffey.
Yeah.
I guess the goal there is LeBron and LeBron.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And he's got to go by. Do you think Bronny, when his parents get mad, they call him LeBron? Because isn't his name LeBron? LeBron James Jr., right? Yeah, LeBron James Jr. So, like,
what if we start calling LeBron Bronny?
It's a great question.
I mean,
yeah. That's got to be a nickname when he was a kid.
Was it Bronny?
Or was it Braun?
Or was it the Bronster?
Jeez.
All right. Guys, I'm just okay.
End of podcast.
Just real quick. I just want to say something that I think is necessary to the audience. it's getaway day.
Yeah.
We're going to be absolutely stupid today. We're already led by me, and I am always the clubhouse leader in stupidity. So if you're here for a serious breakdown of the sports, like we're going to get to that.
When?
6:29. Yeah, 10:03. And obviously, if something breaks, we'll get serious for a minute.
Oh,
yeah, very serious.
Lock it in.
Just like we did yesterday with Valanciunas.
But yeah, we're just going to get stupid. That clip, the station posted it, and that came up on my Twitter feed, and I watched it. It was actually really funny to watch our reaction because you were reading it. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't want to look. I wanted to be surprised. And then you were like, the Kings have traded. And before you got to the Kings have traded, I was legitimately freaking out because I could tell by your face that like, oh no, this isn't some BS breaking news. Like this is weird. And so just taking you through my thought process. When I saw the look on when you kind of double took at your phone, I legitimately thought they traded Domantas Sabonis. That's what I was prepping for from you. Because I was like, okay, well, we're expecting all kinds of moves. It wouldn't be Monk. We're expecting, this, that. The way you looked at it was like how I feel like you would have looked at your phone when Tyrese Halliburton got traded for something you weren't expecting. So then you said Jonas Valanciunas, and then I'm waiting for the next name, thinking you're just having some fun, but no, it's just him. For Dario Saric, and then I'm watching. You say that, and then like just start laughing. Like I didn't know how else to react. Like that, what? There is a whole. We could have spent all day trying to come up with what is the trade going to be. I don't think we would have if we had all the rosters in front of us.
Yeah, would not have picked that.
Not in if you literally had 24 hours.
Yeah, could we have correctly predicted? No.
I think only if you were told it is 100% a one-for-one deal. We would have just gone through every roster with every combo. But even then, I don't know, a day? How many combos is that? My goodness. It's like 30 teams, 14 per. That's like at least
like 6 or 700
people. Or 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So the A's won.
Yeah.
And we'll have
Max Muncy.
We'll have Max Muny on here at 6:44-ish. They are live from Tampa.
Yeah, early start, like 9:30 here.
Yeah,
so.
they're in Tampa.
Yeah.
Why are they not in Tampa Bay?
Oh.
Always bothered me about that. Where are you going? Where are you flying to? Oh, I'm going to Tampa. Oh, are you going to go to a game? Yeah. Who are you seeing? Oh, the Tampa Bay Rays.
You're going to say I'm going to Green. You go to
Green Bay. No, you go to Green Bay.
Yeah.
I had to think for a second because I was thinking Green Day for some reason, the concert. Yeah, why are they not the Tampa Buccaneers and the Tampa Rays?
Or if you're driving west from here, I'm not going to the area.
No, that is 100% right. Yeah. When you know what? When you want to season up your shrimp, you're not using old. Nope, not doing it. I got one. I got a really good one, but I don't.
Too.
I can. No.
Okay.
Does yours end in shun? No, it doesn't. Okay. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Will the Bucks go for the 3 in the win? Will they go for 2? Inbounds to Brooks. Gives to Damian Lillard. Breaks by Fox. He launches a straightaway deep 3. He scores it at the buzzer, and the winning streak for Milwaukee continues. It's game time at 5-Serve Forum. A heartbreaking setback for the Kings. 143-142 in favor of Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Couldn't have had another Dame.
Seriously. More like lame Dillard.
Yeah.
Right?
Get him.
Got him.
Good.
He posted a photo yesterday of it said something like blessed or something, and in the background was the Oakland skyline.
What does that mean?
He's going to the Warriors.
Oh,
he's going.
They're not in Oakland.
Yeah, that's a good point right there.
Does he know this?
Does what?
Does he know
that
this?
They're not in Oakland?
Yeah.
I think he's about to find out.
Okay.
Eric on the chat says, Dave, sit down.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Yep. Check.
Cross the leg that hurts over your other leg like a man. What does that mean? Oh, does that mean like don't cross it where you're smushing your junk, but
like kind of
with where your like ankle is on your knee?
Like that.
Okay.
I think
like a man. What are we in the 50s? I'll cross it like a person. Thank you. Make sure your posture is good.
Good posture so far.
Okay. And with your leg on the ground, I'm assuming not the crossed one because that's impossible. Push up with your toe.
little magic.
Oh, that's stretching it. Hey, I mean, it hurts a little bit, but I can. How the hell is me pushing up? Wow, somehow, yeah, I'm okay. I need a moment by myself with nobody around and no cameras.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see if that helps. If I lean forward a little. I'm right there, Jason. Come feel this. Oh my goodness.
We may need a break.
You're excited. We'll take a break. When we come back, Dennis Schroder is a Schroder.
I'm not sure Dave will be okay.
Is a Sacramento King. I'm getting a mid-level exemption right now. Just gotta pull me back.
Biannual.
Right here inside that sports.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests, Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Cage, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
Attention taxpayers. If you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000 and they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated.
Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-689-2119. 800-689-2119. 800-689-2119.
Priority Tax Relief.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
It was.
Is this from the movie Maverick?
I think so.
Or the movie,
Football
Top
scene
Gun.
on the beach.
You said Maverick, and
Jason is correct.
I thought when you said Maverick, I thought you meant the old movie with Mel Gibson and the late great James Garner.
We still have to have the Maverick viewing.
We do, and we've got our Naked Gun viewing coming up.
Yeah, August 1st.
Well, that's exciting. Before we get to the Dennis Schroder fallout, I had to get that right. Big news in sports yesterday. Red Panda.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Halftime performer extraordinaire was at the WNBA Commissioner's Cup final, and she took a spill. She was on her unicycle or whatever that is, and you see her just start to lose it, and she hits the ground. She falls on her derriere, but it looks like I think the story was at first I thought she was grabbing her knee, but it looks like she might have broken her wrist, I think is what it was. Red Panda is a national treasure and should be protected at all costs.
Yep.
So you've got Halliburton and Tatum and their Achilles.
And Lillard.
And now you have Red Panda. This is...
Yeah.
And honestly, do we need to start talking about her workload and everything that goes into that? Because I don't want to live in a world where Red Panda.
Working NBA, WNBA, where's the break?
I don't. Well, her wrist apparently. I don't want to live in a world because I mean this with all respect. I'm legit. I think Red Panda is amazing. Like I would have trouble balancing a dish on my hand and walking across she's on a unicycle with like 70 bowls on her head while juggling chainsaws. It's ridiculous.
Right.
So I don't want to live in a world where she's not performing. So in all seriousness, our love and thoughts go out to Red Panda, and hopefully she'll be back at it soon enough and bringing smiles and joy to Golden One Center for a Kings game next year. Hey, why not? Also, I've always wondered too, where do you go Miss Panda brings in a show? I just wonder. Mike, okay, let me just halftime show, not including travel expenses. Over under 10K.
I was thinking that's about the number I had in my head. So I'll go over.
I think I might be able to find out. Actually, I'm going to ask. I wonder.
And it also might depend on the show.
That's
if
a great
she's established and experienced in a known name.
That's a great point.
Or if you bring in a singer, that people know. Sometimes it's like, hey, the junior high basketball game.
Sure,
like, all right,
she's
well,
not
just
If she's in the neighborhood, maybe she pulls a double feature.
Yeah,
does the big NBA game, but then goes to the Warren G. Harding Junior High.
Right.
I don't know. Dennis Schroder. So here's what I've been messing up his. Let's all do this together. I've been messing up the spelling, but I've been getting his name right. So it's not Schroeder as in Jay Schrader.
Wait, what?
I know. It's not SCHROEDER. Apparently it's SCHRO DER.
Oh,
the little dotties. What is that, an umlaut? I don't know.
Okay.
Umlaut's where that's where King Arthur lived. So but it's pronounced Schroeder, not Schroeder.
Or Schrader.
Or Schrader. It's not pronounced Schrader either. So everyone, when you're cheering him or upset with him or whatever you're going to do next year, it's Shrew. Oh.
Are they booing?
Oh, that's absolutely something Kings fans would pick up on when he gets introed. Dennis Schroder. That has to have happened.
Yeah.
When we have him on, we'll ask.
Okay.
He did a Twitch thing yesterday, I guess. It was
Twitch?
No, Quick Twitch was talking about this.
I've done a little research, and apparently in 2014, Red Panda was making about $5,000 per appearance.
So 10 years later, we got
that's the only data we have. She also retired at one point, so maybe that drives up the value to bring her out of retirement.
It's a very special performance from Red Panda. Oh, what do you think? 20 appearances a year. That's $100K.
That's not including expenses too.
That's what $5,000, but I think she's at.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, inflation, that cost has gone up.
And plus, she's got probably a good 401K by now.
Yeah.
coming up at 7. Jason, you and I plugged into the franchise. That's a weird visual. But we talked to some people that know things yesterday. So we have a little bit of clarity, not just on this deal, but also what's happening. Now, by the way, one note about the Schröder deal that is important to note. It's not necessarily done.
Right.
They're in the middle of a time period right now where they're still in talks with Detroit. It's not going to be from what I understand, it's not a Monk thing, so don't worry about that. But there's still, I have no info as to what it could be, but maybe
maybe nothing.
Maybe nothing.
Yeah, but they have a 5-day window, right?
Exactly. The deal is for the full mid-level exemption. I don't have that in front of me, but I want to say it's 3 years at $14 million, something like that. But the important thing is this: it's you need to look at it as a 2-year deal. It's a 2-year deal with a very small partial guarantee in the third. So it's effectively a 2-year deal for him with a option for a third. It's just not officially a team option, but it is a team option. Look, these are the questions I had, Jason, was, okay, I need to understand, like, why is it better to have $14 million on Dennis Schroder playing point? I get that we need a point, but why not just, whether it's Keon or Devin or what, why just throw those guys out there because you have a center that gets 6-7 assists a game? It can kind of help you there. Your defense is better, but also, like, spend that money on a power forward. And one of the answers I got, which actually I haven't heard spoken about, we haven't talked about it, and this is why these people do this stuff. I actually appreciated the answer was, we're trying to develop the team here, but also we're trying to develop a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Doug's first full year as a head coach. He's got to have somebody on the floor to coach as well, especially if we're playing some of the young guys. You have to have a captain. You have to have a quarterback there that you can trust. That's a vet. And so their thought process is that you can trust Dennis Schroder. He's not going to do a ton of stupid stuff, and he's going to be able to extend what Doug's trying to do, and Mike Woodson and the rest of that crew on the floor. And really, it's not just they needed a point guard and all that stuff. It's also, it's going to make Doug's job easier because Doug Christie's trying to go 82-0.
Yeah.
The breaking news. He's trying to go undefeated next year. He will not, spoiler alert. But he's certainly going to try to, and that's very difficult to do without a point guard. And that's a part of culture and vibes and all that, which I'm not immune to. Just as long as the money doesn't last longer than a couple years.
Right.
So, what was the other note I had for you, Jason? There's a lot of talk about the Bucks and what they're doing, and I thought Brian Windhorst yesterday was really interesting. Said if he is, well,
it's the biggest stretch that's ever happened, right? As far as stretching out a contract in the history of the league.
Yes,
and it had been a long time since someone was even remotely close to this. But Dame is by far the biggest stretch contract that's ever happened.
Yeah, he is, and I thought Wendy had a pretty interesting. Oh wait, this isn't that. You know what? This was a few years ago. Yesterday, by the way, this is a great clip.
I'm gonna tell you something happened yesterday. The league executives are wondering what the heck it means, and it happened within 5 minutes. In fact, Adrian, the tweet right before, Adrian tweeted about Durant. He tweeted something else. It was a trade yesterday between the Utah Jazz and the Brooklyn Nets. It's a very strange trade. Very strange trade. You'd really have to be a Jazz or a Nets fan to even know what I'm talking about right now.
Okay.
I don't even know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
I have notifications.
They traded Royce O'Neal, who is a role-playing three-point defensive shooter, to Brooklyn for a future first-round draft pick. And so you're going, well, what do you care about Royce O'Neal? Why does that matter? Why would the Jazz do that? Why would the Jazz, who have 2 stars on their roster, take a player who's one of their starters and best defensive players and trade him in a salary dumping move? Why would they do that?
To open up space to try to land Kevin?
No.
Part of a 3-team trade?
You say, why did Quinn Snyder walk away from that job?
Okay.
And you say, when Danny Ainge, last time he hired a coach, which was Brad Stevens.
Right.
What happened that same year? What did he do? When he hired this young coach who never coached the NBA before, and he gave him a long contract. Gave Brad Stevens a 6-year contract. Will Hardy, who they just hired, who's going to potentially be a great young coach, they gave him a 5-year contract. Very rare for a first-time head coach to get a 5-year contract. Why? What's going on in Utah?
What's going on?
And that's what people in the league are watching right now.
Okay.
What's going on in Utah?
Okay.
And so I think the Brooklyn Nets and Phoenix Suns need to find out what's going on in Utah as well.
That's like one of the all-time W's for a media guy. Like just laying out what was about to happen. And oh, by the way, spoiler alert, a lot happened.
Yeah, traded Gobert, traded Mitchell.
Yeah,
I think Gobert got traded 3 days later.
Yeah, it was just the domino. And Windhorst, and the thing I always, when I watch that clip, I know they weren't perfect, but I have to give a lot of credit to the other studio hosts because they had no idea where Windhorst was going. They had no idea what was coming. And that's not an easy thing on national television, on live national TV, to let the typing guy, not the TV personality, the journalist, to let him take control of that segment and to trust him enough to take control of that segment and have a payoff, which the payoff was huge for the viewer. And then next thing you know, now the reason why I said that is because I was going to bring up Windhorst from yesterday. According to what he's saying, there are a lot of people or a lot of folks that think the Pacer players should be absolutely very angry at what's going on there with the Miles Turner thing. We got a break, but I want to play this, just a part of this clip.
If I'm an Indiana Pacer right now, I'm absolutely disgusted. I am sick to my stomach. If I'm Tyrese Halliburton, I am breaking things right now. If I'm Rick Carlisle, I'm furious. It's just what's happened because they were unwilling to spend a little bit of luxury tax money to hold this team in place.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think there might be more to that Miles Turner thing.
I think it caught him off guard, too.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a lot of thought that Milwaukee would even do this. They hate Milwaukee and Indiana.
That's
hate each
huge
other.
rivalry.
Yeah.
And by the way, we've been talking about Miles Turner leaving Indiana for like 10 years. And then when we finally think he's going to stay there, that's when he goes.
Yeah,
he goes to Milwaukee. We will take a break. When we come back, Max Muny live from Tampa Bay as they take on the Rays later today. Oakland.
So close.
Athletic. Max Muny next.
He waited a lifetime for this moment. Now it's time to celebrate. The official collection. The Oklahoma City Thunder, NBA champions. Available now at NBA Store. A Fanatics experience.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. SubcontractorsUnited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Shea Langoliers, out with that strained left oblique, started his rehab assignment last week with AAA Las Vegas. His expected return is July. Zach Geloff, out with that stress reaction in his ribs, continues his rehab in AAA Las Vegas and is targeting a return during the A's 9-game homestand in early July. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by Downtown LA Law Group. Hey, I'm Alan Stiles. Have an injury? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, an injury law firm, has many happy clients in Sacramento and the surrounding areas who have called Downtown. Get paid for your injuries from slip and falls or auto accidents. One of their most recent settlements was $1.5 million for a motorcycle accident. Have you had an auto accident? Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. And visit them at calldowntown.com.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love
these nachos. I love our kickball league. Oh, I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
This is Holly Robinson Pete for Eggland's Best. Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does. On Sacktown Sports.
Max Muny's going to join us. We hope momentarily.
Yeah, that's the plan.
They got a game today.
They do, bright and early.
They got to game today, so we appreciate.
Try for the sweep.
Yeah, I mean, good, some good vibes, some well needed.
Yeah, before the big series this weekend against the Giants.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be
the California rivalry.
I wonder.
First Giants A's series in Sacramento.
I really am curious to see what the division is of Giants. I feel like it's going to be more Giants fans. It has been in the past.
I'll go 70-30.
Yeah, I think that's 100% what I was about to say. I was 100% about to say 70%. But,
Which is interesting. I bet the Yankee series might have been like 80-20.
Really?
Might have been. There's a lot of Yankee fans there.
From the 707, can we talk about the signing of Drew Eubanks? What a steal.
Oh, is that their word?
It's literally. Drew Eubanks is just like, yeah. It was nice having a backup for Domantas Sabonis for like 5 minutes. No disrespect to Drew Eubanks, but.
Well, they don't have a backup?
Well, they do, but I mean, like, Valanciunas is a great backup.
Yeah. I would rather have Valanciunas.
I would too.
I'd rather have me Banks.
Not our Banks.
Yeah, I mean, he'll fill a need, he'll fill a role, but ideally, if everything's going well, I would really like to see that be Maximilian Reno. Not putting the pressure on him to be ready and be that guy, but that would be awesome if he was.
For all we know, that may be the thing. That's why I really don't care about the whole. First off, I don't care, because I don't next year, whatever. That's a whole different conversation. But they may have looked at enough of Maxime Reno and been like, look, we need to get him in summer league. He's going to be a rookie, but holy crap. Like we've got like if their scouting department basically is like, yeah, if not right now, by the end of the year, Maxime Reno is going to be better than Jonas Valanciunas on the floor, which is not that Valanciunas is an all-star, but he's a pro, dude. Mm-hmm. Like he's a walking double-double. So, but I think we both agree, and this is I'm not trying to get too crazy over a second-round pick that hasn't played a minute of NBA basketball. I think we could all agree that Maxime Reno's ceiling is higher than Jonas Valanciunas'.
Correct.
That's all now he may get nowhere near that ceiling, but
No, I think that's a fair thought, and probably what the organization would hope happens, but you also have to have protections, right? I mean,
that's right.
the worst case scenario, something happens to Sabonis. I
Right.
felt more comfortable with
Yes.
the pro Valanciunas needing to fill in.
Yes.
Now, if it's Eubanks or Reno, then that feels like that's a season turner for the team.
Well, you're exactly right. And I know you did too. We've all done it. And I've read probably 50 scouting reports on Reno and on Nate Clifford. And one of the, when you look at the negatives, if you will, the pros and the cons, we all know what the pros are. One of the most common, if not the most common version of a negative on him is on Maxime Reno. It was some form of he's not really physical. He's for his height and his size, he's not really huge on contact. It bothers him, or at least did at times in college. So you've got guys like Sabonis. By the way, we're gonna push. We're gonna push Max Muny, not physically.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to do that.
No, we'll move him to the 7 o'clock, top of the hour here. Just want to make sure he's all ready to go. It doesn't matter if we have him on now or at 7, and then after that we'll get back to all things Kings. So you almost have a repeating blueprint with Sabonis and Valanciunas. By the way, not that was a bad thing. You have Sabonis go in there and play some bully ball down low, and then you have Valanciunas come in, and the other team's like, golly. But with Reno, and I'm not saying that the aversion, if you want to call it, or at least that's the tag on him, to physicality is going to stick, but you now have a guy going in there that doesn't counter Sabonis necessarily. They do some of the same things. He's not going to be as good a rebounder and probably not as good a passer as Sabonis, but the stretch, and he, dare I say, looks like a better pure athlete. I mean, I just don't see Sabonis doing windmill fast break dunks. Maybe he can. He just hasn't brought that out of his bag. And he may be able to stretch more. What I really think is what really bakes my noodle is and again, this is a second round pick that hasn't played a minute, but I honestly am a little more obsessed with Maxime Reno than I am with Nate Clifford right now, probably because he was a second round pick. But what would be in a perfect world would be, could they play together a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Could Reno be? I mean, we'll see. If Sabonis takes the same leap next year from beyond the arc as he did last year, he's going to be a bona fide stretch threat, because I don't think he's there yet. But you could see signs that he was, and his 3-point production was career high across the board.
Smashed everything. Yeah.
Smashed everything. Well, now if you got a guy like Reno who's 7'1", well, now all of a sudden you now have 2 stretch bigs, one of which is the 3-time defending rebounding leader in the NBA. So obviously can get that done down low. The problem is between those 2 centers, the one thing you're missing, which is a very big thing, is classic rim protection. Neither of them are rim protectors,
right?
Or at least Sabonis is.
Yeah, and what was interesting is last week it was Friday, because you're up Friday. Talked to the Stanford head coach, which is Maxime's coach, and he said, you know what? People have asked it a lot about rim protection, and with him, and he goes, again, it's his coach, so he's going to say glowing things about him, but he goes, look, he's a much better shot blocker than people say, and I'll tell you why. He goes, I couldn't afford to lose. I told him not to. Not to go after. Like, I had to protect him. We couldn't play minutes. He had to have him on the floor. So I needed him on the floor. There were times I said, and there's instincts where he would. And so, but it's like, it was basically, I tried to coach him to not do that.
Interesting.
Now, I don't know if that means maybe it's not as much there. Maybe there's more there. But I thought that was an interesting statement from the coach.
No, here's why I didn't hear that. Here's why I actually think that's incredibly interesting. In fact, we should probably put that clip out, because I'm fascinated by that comment. Here's why. There's a difference. I mean, first off, unless the coach is a liar, which let's just go ahead and say he's not. There's a difference between a coach coming out. We've been in this business long enough to know the coaches are basically going to be like the agents for the guy. They're always going to be rah-rah for their guy, and they should be. There's a difference between a coach saying, he's going to be a much better shot blocker than people think. I really think his instincts are going to develop. And once he starts learning okay, well, that's speculation, but maybe he's right. If a coach is coming out and saying, I couldn't afford to let him off the floor, and by him trying to block shots, he's going to put himself in foul trouble or a position to be in foul trouble. So I literally told him not to block shots or to back off of that. That's actually that'd be like having somebody come in and being like, yeah, I told him not to shoot threes.
Right.
But he
get him to shoot threes. And
right.
Like, well, he can.
Okay.
They're told not to.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he thought it was a steal. The only thing I think he said as not even a criticism, but which is what's going to happen for almost every player. He just said he's just got to he'll build the grown man bulk. And that happens to every player. Every player. I mean, Kevin Durant famously couldn't even lift the bar, right. In the bench press. Right. So, and he got bigger. Steph got bigger. Kobe, everybody just grown man strength, and they work out. He will get bigger.
One thing that always gets underplayed by all of us is the NBA is really, really good at working out their players and growing them. And I mean, just look at De'Aaron Fox, how he was to start, and I almost at one point got too big.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Max Muny, we hope, will join us. We're told that he will, live from Tampa, as he's all settled off the team bus. We'll get to that next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Canes, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card within 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So, I was taking my side hustle full-time.
Bold move, my friend.
And I needed to find everything in one stop.
Like finding Bigfoot riding a unicorn.
Yes, so I hit the Staples Easy button. Staples had everything for a new office and print services for signs and brochures. Plus, Cindy, the Staples associate, helped me find the best tech for me.
Wait, no drama?
No, Staples made it easy.
For the products, services, and experts your business needs. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at Amy's Outdoor Living. The spectacular 4th of July savings on barbecues is here. The Weber Genesis gas grills, $100 off. Weber Spirit grills, save $50. Traeger Woodridge pellet grills, that's the one I have, save up to $150. And check out the new Weber smoke pellet grill, just $6.99. You get free assembly on any grill, $3.99. $199 and up. Buy it now. Have it for the 4th. Hollywood Adirondack chairs, a limited 4th of July sale starting at just $199. Made in the USA with a 20-year warranty. Amy has a great selection of umbrellas for the summer heat, a large selection of chaise loungers to relax by the pool. It's Amy's Outdoor Living. I've been going there with my dad since I was a kid, eating the popcorn they have at El Camino near Watt. You can also check them out at the brand new Amy's in the El Dorado Hills Town Center. Get up there today. Get yourself prepped for summer. And tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
We're going to shift on the fly a little bit. Yeah. So Max Muncy's going to join us at some point. Team Bus got there when they're playing in a couple hours. So
yes,
we're going to be as cool as we're going to be super cool. We appreciate him making any time for us. So as we wait, we can see when he pops in here to the show.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 3 for Madness right now, but we're going to ejector seat out of it.
Might be in, out, all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
It might be 1 for Madness and then Max Muncy
2 more Madness.
2 for Madness. Yeah, exactly. So 3 for Madness, Weird Edition. Question 1.
Question 1. Which Western Conference team, as of right now, improved the most?
I want to be clever here, but I'm not going to because I don't think it's the right answer.
Oh, Sacramento?
I want... we'll get to that in just
maybe we'll have some Max Muncy.
That would actually be a great
see if he knows his basketball.
As we said earlier, it's so cool. The Athletics have been so great in providing us folks to talk to, and to be able to get a real life Major League Baseball player on freaking game day to pop in and it looks like he's in the clubhouse in the background.
Oh wow,
it's just so cool. Live from Tampa Bay ahead of their attempted sweep.
Yes, let's go.
Max Muncy, it's Dave, it's Jason. Seriously, thank you so much for joining us on the game day. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on here.
I appreciate it. Look, we cover the team and we watch, of course. We're the fact that you guys are in our hometown of Sacramento, as I'm sure know, is something that quite a few people take a lot of pride in. And you guys have had some rough stretches. I'd rather not focus on that part, but focus on how the hell did you pull yourself out mentally? And now you're in a situation where it looks like you got some pretty good vibes going on recently.
Yeah, for sure. I think that just the team kind of came together and realized that we do have the ability to win games and take series from good teams, as we have right here, obviously going for the sweep today. So I think that, there was kind of just a switch that was flipped and just kind of say, screw it. Every day's a new day, and we're going to go try to win every game that we play.
In the lineups had some changes too, where there's injuries, opportunities in and out. You've had some of that, but lately you've been in there more than you haven't. You homered yesterday, a couple hits. How do you feel about your own personal game?
I feel good. I think I'm kind of going when the team goes. Kind of like to keep those things consistent, and there's a ton of improvements to be had, but that's just kind of a live and learn scenario here.
What's the this has been, and we try to tend to avoid, Max, just so you know, whether it's JP or Jacob or any of the other guys we've had on so far this year, we try to avoid the questions we know you get asked at every stinking interview. But again, we're here in Sacramento, so I'm sure you get a lot of questions from outside here that are like, hey, what's it like playing in that lame ballpark? We come at it from a different angle, which is we're very proud of our city. We understand the move and has been difficult, I'm sure, in all that families. But have you had a chance at all to spend any time here, to pick a restaurant, to play some golf, as many of your teammates have?
Yeah, so my first year of pro ball, I was in Stockton. So on our off days, we'd come up to Sacramento and hang out around the city. So I'm familiar, and I like it. We got Susac and Soderstrom who are near the area, so they always give us good recs.
Is that a shot at Stockton?
I mean, just look, 209. I get it.
Hey, you just gotta. If I'm in Stockton, I was in Stockton every day, so you gotta see something new.
Dave mentioned we did earlier in the year. We talked to Jacob Wilson. He was just getting started. It's his rookie year. Today is the last day, by the way, A's fans, to vote Jacob Wilson in to the All-Star game. Got to do it by 9:00. He's going to be an All-Star. It's amazing. We'd love to see him as an All-Star starter. But the fact that you guys were high school teammates, I mean, look, I played high school baseball 100 years ago, and if we ran into one guy ever that ended up in the majors, it was amazing. To have you two both do that. Did you guys ever lose? Like, what was the story with your team?
Yeah, so his senior year and my junior year was COVID. So we had a chance that year, and then I think we won 8 games that year, and then the following year, my senior year, we won 25 straight and set the record in our county for like most consecutive wins. But I mean, it's not just me and him. We got Rock Reggio, who's in Double A with the Yankees. We got Vince Riley, who's a pitcher for the Cubs. He's in high. So there's multiple guys on that team.
Stacked.
I like asking this question of young players because I think it's one of the coolest things in all of sports. I know it's been a couple years, but I'm going to guess you can remember every second of how you found out you were first going to be a Major League Baseball player, where you were, when you got the call, and how it felt.
Yeah, I remember I had a little draft party, just kind of close family and friends. And I remember getting the call from my agent and going into the back room. And, I put it on speaker, me and my parents. And, they said, hey, this is the offer. And, like, what do you think? And I just, right away I said yes. And I remember my parents looking at each other like, we going to talk about this or what? But, right when they told me, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And they're like, all right, you're going to be in Oakland A.
What about when you found out you were coming up to the show itself?
Oh, yeah, that was I was kind of in big league camp the whole time and kind of hanging around, and they kind of let me know like, hey, you're going to stay up here the whole time, but once we get out of here, you're probably going to end up going to AAA. And I was like, no problem. Like, I'm glad I got this experience to be here, as long as I did. And then unfortunately, Geloff gets hit in the hand, and it comes back, and they're like, hey, you know what? We need you now. And I remember I had that day off because they're like, you have to have basically a mandatory off day once you go down. So they sent me down, and then we're like, hey, show up tomorrow and just kind of hang out. And I was like, all right. So I'm, not doing anything in the locker room. And they call me in. They're like, hey, I know we sent you down, but you made the team. It was just like 360. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. We're talking with Max Muny of the Athletics, as they're a little over 2 hours away here from the first pitch. So we really appreciate this. I want to put you in we like to ask some kind of other questions too. Like here's a would you rather situation amongst your teammates, Max. So would you rather be in a spot where you have to get a hit off Mason Miller, or you hit one pretty good, it's at the track, and it's probably going to go out, but Denzel Clark is at the wall? What situation would you rather be in?
I would rather be in the Denzel Clark situation because that means I hit it well.
Yeah, but he's going to get it. Isn't he going to get it?
Yeah, but it's like a win-win for me. Like either it goes over or he robs me, and it's like, still a good swing.
I know he's your teammate, but how amazing is it just sometimes to watch what he's been doing out there?
I mean, I've been with him every level, so I've seen, stuff like that. I can't say you get used to it, but eventually you're like, all right, you almost expect it from him.
Has he had a better catch than like what we've seen here at the Major League? I mean, because so through all the levels, you probably have seen some amazing things.
Yeah, he had one in low A that would be up there. He robbed the grand slam, and I just remember like his whole back being fully over the wall, fully extended, like his arm. Yeah, the kid that hit it gave him a salute. It was that good.
Wow. Can I ask you a few other quick which would you rather questions?
Oh no!
Now you got me thinking. Okay. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Would know what's pitch is coming.
Yeah, I'm 150. That doesn't help me at all. But
yeah, what are you going to do?
It's like fastball down the middle. I'm ready. Yeah.
Would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed for everything?
I would say overdressed.
Would you rather play in really cold weather or unbelievably hot and humid weather?
Hot for sure.
Hot for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I've done both.
Yeah, I got to think, too, when you get into the dog days of summer, man, that's always...
We're going to have some here in Sacramento who's going to experience that.
Yeah, exactly. And, I mean, look, you grew what was it? Did I read Camarillo or Southern California, right? Yeah. So you got some hot days, but I feel like Stockton and Sacramento, that's a different animal, dude.
I mean, last year I was in Vegas and Arizona, so...
Yeah.
But it's... my second year I was in Lansing, Michigan, and the beginning of the year when it's cold, I'll take the hot.
Yeah. Max, there was a game at home. It might have been your second or third homer of the season. I can't remember which, but I remember being there and you hit it. And it was one of those that like, it just sounded different. You knew it. Everybody knew it. Look, 95% of maybe 99% of the world will never know what that feeling is. What's it like when you absolutely barrel the ball and you just like, all right, just how far is this going to go?
Yeah. When you get one like that, you kind of just black out a little bit, honestly. Like you just hit it and then everything just kind of goes blank and you just kind of start like floating around the bases.
And the feeling on the hands too, right?
Yeah,
where,
like probably none.
Well, we were just talking about cold weather, like the ones where you hit it and your hands are just vibrating. With those, it's almost like a golf swing. It's crazy. You just I feel like you probably don't even feel anything in your hands.
No, you don't really feel it. You just hear it. Like that's how you know, and you see it. Like you kind of have your head down, but once you see it, like how quickly it leaves your vision, that's kind of how you know, like, oh, I got that one. And then usually you go in the dugout and watch it, make sure it was real.
How about for you as far as the dream? You knew it was to get here, to get to the majors. Now you're here. But once you're here, has there been a stadium, a player, someone you're like, oh, my gosh, I'm in this stadium or I'm playing against this player, someone I idolized or dreamt of? Have you kind of had that moment a couple times yet?
It's more like places over people for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up watching Jeter. So I think the recent trip to Yankee Stadium was the one that was like, all right, like kind of check that off the list. Was playing at Yankee Stadium.
Are you getting have you gotten to the point where you're starting to get your who was it? Was it Mark Canna we used to have on that had the Instagram with all the different places to eat?
Oh yeah.
Are you starting to get the favorite restaurants on the road yet?
I don't think I have that yet. I think I need to. I'll learn a little more time.
Yeah.
How's the when we've been to spring training covering you guys many times before your time, Max, and there's always some sort of locker room sport, clubhouse sport going on. Yeah. And who was it? Sean, the pitcher, Manaya was like the reigning champion of Nerf basketball, and man, did it like Chris Davis, it was
super competitive.
Is there an equivalent going on right now in the clubhouse?
I would say it's probably ping pong.
Oh,
that's what we got. Yeah, okay. Severino's pretty good.
Oh, Severino's king of the hill?
I mean, I haven't played him, and I'm not very good, but every time I walk in, it seems like he's winning. So that's my guess, is that he's the top dog.
Why is it? It's always the pitchers. They're the best at golf. They have nothing else to do besides pitch every 5 days.
Yeah. How about golf? Have you pretty much every player we've had on this year has been a golfer? Or have you ventured out into the game that perpetually pisses you off?
No, I'm horrible.
But you probably hit it a ton when you hit it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's 1 out of 4. I go straight, but when I get it, it's like it's good. I'm a great scramble guy.
There you go.
That's
there you go.
We have this conversation all the time. I can play scramble all day long, but if I'm out there, you pound one off the tee, and then your approach shot goes in the lake, and your whole day is ruined. But when you're playing with other people, I had a bad shot with my team. Well, you're all rooting for each other. I feel like they should normalize playing scrambles more.
That's what I tell people. Like I can make great shots, but when I miss, it just takes me too many shots to get back. So my round's over.
You're pissed.
Absolutely.
All right. Look, well, actually, I'm looking at the time right now. Yeah, you got a game coming up. Listen, we appreciate your time. I know it's been a few months, but welcome to Sacramento.
Yes.
It really is a nice city. And anytime you need restaurant recs or anything like that, we're here for you, Max. Go out there and get that sweep today.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Appreciate you. Take care. That is Max Monthly of Your Athletics.
Yeah. And again, vote for Jacob Wilson till 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock today.
9 o'clock.
Athletics.com, I believe, /vote. You'll find it. MLB.com has it. But yeah, get him in there. I mean, we talked to him early in the season, and it was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. He might be the starting shortstop in the All-Star game, and to be teammates with Max Muncy in high school. How ridiculous is that?
He is, I don't think I'm telling tales out of school. He is the presumptive rookie of the year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it would take something.
Yeah, for him to lose it. He's having an awesome year. He might win the batting title. He's closing in on Judge. Like, he's having just an incredible year.
I was thinking about that. It was when I was last weekend when I was driving and I was watching that Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa documentary. I don't know why it popped in, but the fact that the A's had 3 consecutive rookies of the year in Canseco, McGuire, Walt Weiss, I think was the third, did the Dodgers match that?
I feel like they did with like Piazza,
the outfield,
Mondesi and Romo or something.
It was Piazza and Mondesi.
Or Karros or something.
I think that's what it was. I think it was in some order, Piazza, Karros.
Not Nomo?
Mondesi.
Why do I feel like Nomo? I don't know. Anyway, but I think there's something with the Dodgers too.
So hopefully that and the funny thing is when we bring these A's players on,
so great with their time.
They are, and they want it.
Right.
They get it.
I mean, they're playing in like first pitches like in 2 hours.
We're talking to him at his locker.
Yeah.
And whether it's you and I have had these conversations on and off the air forever, whether we go down to spring training and cover the team or we're having them on, with all the politics surrounding the A's, with all the stuff with the owner and the relocation and the this and the that, whatever, which is all terrible. Every time we've dealt with the actual organization from PR down, players, they are so I don't know, Jason, I'm not trying to disrespect any other franchise they're the best I've ever dealt with.
I will say it this way. If there was ever an organization that said, not this year, not this time.
Yeah.
I think I'd understand it because it's like, look, don't ask him about.
That's right.
But they had lost 19 of 20. Here's Nick Kurtz.
That's right.
Coming on with you guys.
That's
like,
right.
What do we?
Right.
Sure, we will. But it's amazing. It's not a good time or not. No, it's always yes.
And I never understood that. Like you have to have some sort of, and I mean, we're getting a little inside baseball now, but there has to be some sort of trust with the media as well. Like we're not during that losing. Who do we have on when they were in the middle of that streak?
I felt like it was Kurtz or was it?
It was Kurtz or
TJ McFarland.
Oh, it was TJ McFarland. Yeah. We're not going to bring him on and be like, dude, you guys are sucking lately.
Yeah.
Like, what's your problem?
Let's talk about the 11 losses in a row.
Right. We're not going to bring Max Muncy and be like, have you ever met John Fisher, dude? Yeah. He's kind of a taint. Like, we're not.
Ooh, that was my next question.
Right. No,
You cut me off, but that's all right.
And the A's, again, it sounds weird praising the athletics organization, but
it can be true.
People forget, and totally understandable because you're not seeing all this crap. But look, for all the whatever that the Kings do, right? Whatever from ownership to player to trade, there is an army of people that work at that place that are phenomenal. And especially this year, you got a lot of people that work at the Kings that are doing double duty, doing the A's stuff as well. And they do an insanely great job. Same thing with the Athletics, whether it's Catherine or everybody below her that we've dealt with in the past, the players, the managers, they have been, the one guy we've never gotten or we never did get was Billy Beane.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Never got Billy. Anyways. All right. Hey, let's reset that 3 for Madness. Question 1. Or question 1.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Which Western Conference team, as of right now, improved the most?
You already asked that, God. All right.
Remember your answer.
I was gonna say.
What did Max Muncy say?
I want to be. We didn't ask.
He would have said the Rockets.
So I wanted to be clever and just. There's a part of me that wants to be clever and say the Thunder. The Thunder get back
just because they existed and they kept SGA.
They exist. They kept SGA, locked him up. They get Nikola Jovic back next year. It was a lottery pick last year. They kept everybody together. It's everybody else, and then it's the Thunder. But that's not accurate. And the answer is
question 2.
That weirdly scared me.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't expect that.
That whole sound effect is kind of scary.
It's jarring.
Kind of scared me.
Because it was like, and the answer is question 2. It's the timing of it, too. What's your answer?
It's the Rockets.
Yeah.
The Rockets.
I'm going to agree with that.
They were the 2 seed. But again, as we mentioned, They're 16 back of the Thunder, and they were 4 games ahead of the play-in.
Yeah.
They were okay. Well, they're quite a ways ahead of being out of the play-in. But dude, like they know that they have to. They don't want to end up being the Utah Jazz and the New York Knicks to the Jordan Bulls.
Yeah. I agree. I think it is the Houston Rockets. I think they had an amazing offseason so far. Now, again, will it matter next year? I don't know, but I like what they've done. Here's one that I saw yesterday that I know you have a friend that is a betting person.
I
don't
do.
know if it's a man or a woman, so they are a betting person. They have the Thunder as like the favorites, I think, followed by Houston. Then you're always going to get the Lakers, Warriors. Everybody believes the Nuggets did so much better. I think the team that I would put second that I don't think people have given enough love to is Dallas.
Yeah.
You have to. Kyrie's coming back. He will be there. He will be ready to go. You'll have hopefully a full season of AD. You still have Clay.
Mm-hmm.
I think D'Angelo Russell's a nice addition. Cooper Flagg. That's a big deal.
It is.
So I think Dallas did really well. But I saw like the betting favorites. Dallas was like about 8th. And I'm like, when you talk about value,
yes,
I don't know that they're going to win it, but
yes,
that's the team to me that you would bet on, I don't know, a few bucks and go, hey, look, they were whatever to 1 and they got out of the West. So
I wonder, because right now they picked up D'Angelo Russell for Kyrie Irving insurance to start out, but they're looking at a starting lineup of Russell, Thompson, Flagg, Davis, and then Derek Lively, I imagine. But you've got Gafford, Powell, PJ Washington, Max Christie.
It's a good roster.
Najee Marshall.
It is a good roster. Najee Marshall, thank you. That is. And we just don't know how good it is because we don't know how good Cooper Flagg is going to be next year. And we also don't know how long it's going to take Kyrie to come back. But it is the problem I'm having as a Kings fan. A Kings fan, and by the way, is a fan of a team that won 40 games last year.
And knocked the Kings out.
I don't know. Like right now, I would say I think if the Kings made the play-in next year, I'd be slightly surprised. Let me just ask you, just straight up, better or worse, okay? Is this team better or worse? Do you think this team, as everything stands right now, will be better or worse than the Kings next year? Thunder?
Better.
Okay. Rockets?
Better.
Lakers?
Better.
Okay. Nuggets?
Better.
Okay. Clippers?
Better, probably, I think, but that's one I'd watch. But I mean, yes, probably better. My instincts say better.
Yeah. Timberwolves?
Better.
Okay. Mavericks?
Though I think they overachieved this year.
The Wolves did?
A little bit.
I think they did a little too.
Still,
but also, I mean, they've been.
Yeah, Mavericks better.
Yeah, Mavericks better.
What are we at, 7?
Warriors?
Probably better.
Okay.
Better talent.
So now we're at 8.
Yeah.
Now here's where it gets
now you're
interesting.
The back end of the plan.
So you got 2 spots left. Grizzlies?
I don't know.
Grizzlies were 48 and 34 last year, finished 8 ahead of the Kings, but they've lost Desmond Bane.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be out like 5 months from right now.
Is that is it that long? I know
they said turf toe, and I'm like, is it going to be that
5 months?
That's what Windhorst said today. Is like 4 to 5 months.
That was crazy.
Oof.
That surprised me when I heard that.
I think and again, injury, different move. So much could happen between.
I'm gonna say same.
Okay.
That may be wrong, but whatever.
Here, I'm saving the best for last year. Well, no, I'm not. The Suns.
Worse.
Okay.
I'd say that, but I'm not certain.
Let me just for funsies. The Suns are.
I don't like what they've done.
Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Bradley Beal, Dylan Brooks, and Mark Williams is who they're set with. Kaman Malauk and Ryan Dunn, Grayson Allen, Colin Gillespie behind them. Yeah, I
that's like our glut of like kind of guards and
How did we allow Grayson Allen and Dylan Brooks on the same team?
I don't know, but there's gonna be all kinds of chippy weirdness. I think it's gonna come down to, again, maybe I'm wrong here, but it's gonna come down to the Suns, the Kings, and the Spurs.
Maybe the Blazers.
I'm really hot on this. I mean, I don't think the Spurs are gonna win any titles next year. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, a top 6 team, but it wouldn't shock me at all. But I'll just tell you right now, assuming again, Wemby's healthy, that's the whole alpha and omega. But right now they've got De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and Wembanyama with the number 2 pick in the draft, Dylan Harper, Keldon Johnson, Luke Cornett.
It feels like a drop from those other teams you mentioned to me.
Yeah.
And they've got to make a jump. That doesn't mean they can't.
Forgot
Teams
Jeremy Sohan,
have done it. Yeah. But, I mean, they haven't made the playoffs in 6 years. And
no.
Wemby's 0 for 2 doesn't mean, look, he's still gifted and awesome. But there's a jump that needs to be made by them.
There is.
And it's coming. I just don't know if it's next year or not. I'm not sure.
I think it is too. You're absolutely right. I mean,
because again, now let's picture them. Like when you picture them against the Kings, okay. But now picture them night to night against the Thunder, the Warriors, the Mavericks, the Rock. Like it doesn't feel like to me that they're as good, but they're good.
You got a second year of Castle now, first year of Harper. You got Fox, who's going to be healthy with first full year with him. First, also, not for nothing, but I also don't know how much that Popovich thing kind of hung over them as well. Incidentally, they were 23-28 when Victor Wembanyama went out with the blood clot. They finished at 34-48. This just in, he's good.
Yeah,
and they need him. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's.
We only did one for
Madness. We only did one for Madness. We'll stretch this through because we did have Max Muny on. We appreciate that. We'll get to Eastern team improvement and also your Sacramento Kings as well. And we'll dive into what the thought process is at Golden One Center. We'll do that next.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-384-3434. 800-384-3434. 800-384-3434.
Yes. Good morning. Hello. Welcome in.
Hi there.
Hi there. Checking in on the chat. I don't know. They're just chatting. You can join everybody at YouTube and subscribe, save, do all that.
Come by and see a Wednesday guest today, Sam Amick.
Sam Amick joining us.
Yeah.
In a half an hour.
He's gonna be different on Wednesday.
I see Chris Guerrero on there. I just want to remind everybody the 3 dots on the right allow you to mute people. I don't know what he's. Sometimes sometimes he takes his pills. Sometimes I think he looks at them.
What do you think he did today?
I think he went, look at pretty pills, and then walked out of the room. 3 for madness. We did 1 for madness. Huh. Now let's do 2 for madness.
Question 2.
Which Eastern Conference team, as of right now, has improved the most?
I think Orlando. I think if I'm just looking at their team, they drafted Noah Panda and Jace Richardson. They signed, they have Banchero, Wagner, Jalen Suggs. Now they add Desmond Bane. They did lose KCP and Cole Anthony.
Yeah,
but I'm looking at. Look, I understand the Bucks got Miles Turner, but they lost Dame Lillard, and that's kind of unfair how I'm looking at it. But I am looking at it that way. I don't. There's some other semi-candidates in there, but
yeah,
see a lot of teams that got worse.
But I like Orlando. I like that call. I like Atlanta.
That's what I was fighting.
I think
with.
They've done well. And then the one I'm actually going to put on top of the list, probably for a different reason than others, but it's based on Tatum getting hurt.
Yeah,
it's based on Halliburton getting hurt. It's Cleveland or New York.
Yeah, you're right. Addition by subtraction.
Yeah, and they're the leaders going into the offseason. And I'm going to say it. If they hire Mike Brown, I'm a big fan of Mike Brown. I think Mike Brown will do great in New York.
I agree with you.
I really do. I think Tibbs was doing just fine, but whether that was the funny thing is, Dave, we heard some of the rumblings about Tibbs, and we know this. So like he's a work you coach. Like he's gonna long practices, blah blah blah. That's been a little bit of Mike Brown's knock. So but I think Mike Brown will play more players than Tibbs did.
Oh, I think so too.
But he's gonna have some long practices, long film sessions, and they're like, oh.
But imagine going from Tibbs to Mike Brown, who's the ultimate players coach.
Yeah,
who's gonna form relationships
right
away.
Yeah, it'll be a different style.
Yeah, I just hire him already, by the way. What are you waiting on?
Why do you have to have a second meeting?
You think Jalen Brunson's dad's going to stay on the assistant coaching staff?
Probably.
Let's just give it to
him.
What if they gave it to him?
Controversy.
Question.
Jalen Brunson or his dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Question 3.
Question 3.
What are the Kings trying to do with their moves thus far?
Win a championship.
Yeah.
82-0.
Kyle, that's too far. 77-5.
I think
73-9. Final answer.
Sam is coming on.
Will Sam know?
I don't know. He'll know some things. So let's we had a chance to talk to some folks that know things and try to get an idea.
I talked to Slamson, by the way. Didn't say much.
A lot of sign language. You don't speak line?
I don't.
Wow. So it was feel the for you. You didn't understand roar. Now you don't. What am I saying, right? We said earlier, Dennis Schroder. Look, I think they overpaid for him. I think a lot of people go.
The years or the money or both.
Well, I'm going to go back to what we said yesterday, Jason. Let me bring up the Kings salary table here. I'm gonna share it with everybody,
the audience
on the YouTube.
You know what's interesting too? I feel like, and I don't know if you have the same read. Like I feel like the contracts, just as a general statement this offseason.
Yeah.
Maybe this is too much of a generality because there's probably some examples, but I feel like there's been a little bit of a pullback. Like, I mean, okay, if Schroeder's getting roughly 15 mil per, whether you think that's an overpay or not, I'm thinking of like, I don't know, a couple years ago, Herder was making like 17, Barnes at 18. There's guys in the 20s, and I don't know. It doesn't seem crazy. I mean, all of it seems crazy if you really think of just like the common person out there. But I don't know. But then you get SGA and you're like 71 million.
Yeah.
You're like, my
goodness.
goodness.
There is a big, it's almost like radio. There is a big upper class, lower class.
Yeah.
And then there's not a lot of middle going on.
Yeah.
These and the Kings are no different. They're on the hook right now for $176 million next season combined. And $90 million of that 176 is LaVine and Sabonis. It's very top heavy. And then DeRozan at 25, Monk at 19, and now Schröder at we'll see, it's spelled with an E here. Schroe.
I always thought it was, but
I swear I saw
it's just Shrew is how it's. But what's interesting is you have that table up for those that aren't on YouTube, but it basically is the graphic of what the Kings layout is for the next couple of years. Mm-hmm. I think what's important, and you did bring this up earlier, Dave, is that it seems like, and again, kind of getting, like as you said, plugged in with some of the people that are in the know with the Kings. They're trying to be, have a functioning team this year, but also not really where you go, wow, they got contracts laid out for 5 more years, exorbitant amount of prices. It feels like there's a little bit of a numbers timeline here that Scott Perry's not trying to exceed as far as not get too far out in contracts.
No, I completely agree with you. And I think the key to that thought is let's pull out and look at the contracts here. You've got 2 years. Yeah, everyone's clipped up this year.
Yeah.
Move on. Next year, coming off the books, at least Saric, Eubanks, Terrence Davis, Keon if they don't extend him, and Isaac Jones, I guess, was 1 year. I don't know. Isaac Jones isn't lined up.
But also even next year, if nothing happens with Sabonis or LaVine, it's easier next year.
That's right.
To move those guys.
Because now all of a sudden, by the way, LaVine has, and this is an interesting thing to monitor, LaVine has a player option next year. Yeah. So there is always the thought of they could extend him for lesser annual value. Right. I don't know if he'd want to do that or try. I don't see him getting any higher than 40. I see no way where he doesn't opt into that player option unless he's extended. He's not getting 50 a year anywhere.
And if he is, that means he had a fabulous year this year.
And that's
a win for the Kings if he's on the Kings.
Also, I think DeRozan's deal is partially guaranteed.
Mm-hmm, it is, and he is on an expiring. So you really have to look ahead this season and next season. Because once that's done, you have Sabonis on an expiring. Provided you still have Monk, you have Monk on a $21 million player option. And then this is the key when you look at year 3 of Dennis Schroder. Now, it has him listed at $15.7 million. What I've been told is that is a very small partial guarantee. In other words,
nowhere near that.
You for all intents and purposes, you should consider it a 2-year deal with a team option for a third, which is they never say never, but the plan is not to have this going on 3 years from now with Schroeder. Now, to add to that, at that point, you will have the team option. You would assume, again, if he's still on the team, on Devin Carter picked up, but you have extensions eligible for both Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis. Now, one thing that I think is really important to note about all of this, did Dennis Schroder get overpaid? A little bit, maybe, fine. Is Schroeder going to be a serviceable point guard for this team that needed a point guard? Sure. And I asked, I said, why do you need a point guard? Who cares? Put Carter out there, put Ellis out there, put whoever out there, just let them do their thing. Screw it. And I asked that question. I thought the answer, and we said this earlier, was very good. It's as much for the team as it is for the coach and the coaching staff. They need an on-floor general to be able to do these things. You need an actual point guard. It's not necessarily about wins, but you also don't want to throw. You've got a young, it's like a rookie. You want to develop the rookie. Well, you also want to develop your coach. They think Doug Christie can be a very good head coach. You may disagree. They want to develop their coach and their coaching staff, which is why they surrounded him with the Mike Woodsons of the world, people that are experienced, but they also want to give these guys a fighting chance, especially considering they won 40 games last year with all the drama. I get that. But I think what is really interesting to know here on the Wendy anniversary, Brian Windhorst anniversary, Dennis Schroeder, Keon Ellis, and Keegan Murray all have the same agent, Mark Bartelstein. Yeah. And I do not believe that's a coincidence. I'm not. Yeah. No, what I'm not saying is that, we don't want Dennis Schroeder. We're going to do you a favor so we can get a.
Sure.
That's not how it works.
But there are relationships there.
And when we talk about Scott Perry, you look at the relationships, you look at his past history. Jason, I'm not ready to say that the team has out and out said they are now entering into a full rebuild phase, because they're not going to bottom out.
Right.
But what I think, when you look at the strategy and the tea leaves, it very much looks like they're thinking, okay, we got 2 years to get rid of all this stuff, 2 years to gather draft assets, 2 years to gather youth, and then we're going to have a ton of money to work with, both for trades, if a free agent wants to come here. I don't expect the bulk of this roster to be here a year from now.
Yeah.
And when I say the bulk, I mean the bulk of the roster to be here. And I don't mean like big guys either. I mean, more than 7 to be gone. So it was interesting to, whether they follow that or not, I don't know. Whether somebody's mind changes, I don't know. But so far, I don't have a problem with this.
Well, and I think that's the thing too. And I know general managers can get grief for this, but like, I think plans change a lot. Like, hey, this is our plan. And then, Team X came in with this offer. Like, you know what? We weren't thinking of that, but now this is a road we're going to take.
Right.
Or this trade or an injury, and we had to change course. So those are the kind of things that can happen. But I think the one last part of this, on my thought, is I think where there'll be some debate as the year goes on is, would Westbrook have been better?
Right.
Would Ty Jerome, Tyus Jones, when they needed a point guard, totally get that. Those guys might have been less expensive, but is Schröder going to play out better? That's something we'll watch.
And I think that a real great way to combat that is just not care. Just do what I do. I don't care if it was Westbrook. Don't. Yeah, I will.
Do.
Coming next season, I will. Yeah. Well, look, you know what I care about? I care about Golden One Center being smiley, being happy, and as always, being filled with the best fans in the NBA that bring the energy. Much like my friends at American Energy Heating and Air will bring you a second opinion on any deal you may be working with right meow. They've been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. They have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. But what they really want me to let you know this week, with everything getting hot, 98 degrees, we do cool down a little bit. What is it, like 88 or something this weekend? That's nice. But yeah, they want you to know that if you're working with another HVAC company, whether it's on repairs or replacement of your AC unit, all they want is a chance. All they want is a chance, man. Just a chance to beat, not meet, beat whatever deal you may have out there right now. And I say deal in air quotes. Find out for yourself from a local business. Go on Google, go on Yelp, read the reviews from your neighbors. They're great. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy. Making the uncomfortable comfortable when we come back. Just how badly did the Zach LaVine trade hurt Sacramento? But also, why it might have ended up being the best thing that could happen to this team. I'll explain next.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests, Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Canes, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
When I was in Iraq, our convoy was hit. It was bad. After I came home, I could still hear booms and see tracer fire. Makes it hard to be a good mom.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Naomi Mathis, Air Force veteran.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
With help from DAV, I was able to begin to heal.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Today, I'm part of DAV. We're veterans helping veterans to get the benefits they've earned. And I give my veterans my all.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
My victory is being able to be here for my children.
Naomi Mathis, thank you for your service. May your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. Try the TrackMan experience, the very best technology to fit your metal woods and irons. The new cutting-edge putter fitting studio with its $30,000 worth of technology is ready for your fitting. Hagen Oaks will help you find the best putter for your game. Hagen Oaks offers more technology, more choices, and more service. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. 808-2531 for more.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but has been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento, and I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 77 years. Look for made-in-America brands like Stickley, Bassett, Stanton, Trailway, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sales event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Please tell me the song choice was an absolute coincidence and random.
It is.
Okay.
Why, do you have a report?
Well, I was going to come back with this, just a quick non-sport. Go ahead and fade. I don't even want this playing in the background when I talk about this for reasons you'll completely understand in a second. Just some non-sports news real quick I caught. There has been a verdict in the Diddy trial.
Oh.
No. I'm serious. Turn it down. I don't want any part of making fun of this whatsoever. He has been found... Well, I don't know, Jason. He's either been found guilty on 2 of 5 counts or not guilty on 3 of 5 counts. Let's just say guilty on 2 of 5. The lesser charges. He was found not guilty of the forced prostitution, transportation, all the racketeering and all that. But he was found guilty on 2 counts of here we go, transportation to engage in prostitution. So that was actually what he was found guilty of. Each charge carries a max sentence of 10 years in prison. The defense has asked him to be released today. The government is saying they plan to pursue significant incarceration for him. So we'll wait on sentencing. But for those of you who are following that, the verdict came in just a few minutes ago. And
okay.
Hey, there you go. Okay. And for those of you who aren't familiar, Diddy and Friends did a song once that was a cover of that. Well, not a cover, but a sample of that song as a tribute to Notorious B.I.G. I didn't want it to appear like we were. Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't think you knew that. That's why I didn't want to. I didn't want to have that appearance, and that is a strange coincidence. Much like when the break ended, and we all opened the doors from 3 different places at the same time. Anyway, so Jason, I've got an interesting one for you. I was thinking about Zach LaVine a couple days ago, because I actually was going to talk to you about this yesterday. But I actually am really glad that this conversation is going to happen today. And Sam Amick will join us in 10 minutes. Was just thinking about how badly, and this is with all respect to the player, this isn't about Zach LaVine, the player, Zach LaVine, the human being. This is about Zach LaVine, the contract. And the fact that, again, the Kings allowed an outgoing general manager with other members of the front office already jumping ship. They allowed their outgoing what I'm hoping to get clarity on soon enough, and maybe we'll ask Sam about this. They either allowed an outgoing GM to trade by far their biggest piece to rebuild in De'Aaron Fox for a top 5 most immovable contract in the NBA and little bits and pieces of things that don't matter. Or they overrode their outgoing GM, and those decisions were made from above, which
both are problematic.
Both are incredibly problematic. And now, as we just kind of went over before, with their payroll, they have this massive albatross at the top, with Zach LaVine making $47.5 next year and almost certainly $49 or $50 the following year, unless they extend or they find some way to trade him. Now, there's no market for Zach LaVine. I honest to God think, I didn't ask this, but I honest to God think right now, if the Kings called all 29 other teams and they were like, we will trade you Zach LaVine for literally anything that works under the cap. We don't even care. Like, give us a second round pick and a bunch of cap filler, some dude that retired. Like, I don't think there's a market for him at all. It's literally right now impossible to trade him. Now, team gets injured, maybe a team that's got title hopes, they lose their perimeter scorer. You never know when markets are going to open up, which is why I'm a huge advocate of like Malik Monk. Oh, there's no market right now? Cool. There will be. Almost certainly there will. At some point, someone will need somebody on a team-friendly deal, unlike LaVine. So you could, what I really wanted to do was just kind of break down just how colossally bad that trade was and why that trade probably belongs in the ever-growing pantheon, whether it's the Doncic thing, it doesn't matter what it is.
On the Kings list.
This is one of the worst deals the Kings have, or decisions they've ever made. But I do have a bright side here.
Okay.
What if the acquisition of Zach LaVine in the end actually forces the team's hand, because they are so hamstrung, to finally engage in a stripped down rebuild? What if they're looking at the available options and they're just like, dude, we are stuck with this deal. There's, I'm sure, a market for Sabonis out there, but it can't be that big. Again, you're talking about a couple of near $50 million salaries. They're saying, or at least reporters are saying, there's not a huge market for Monk. I got to imagine the markets are strange right now, and they're stuck on a 40-win team from last year with some pretty hefty contracts. What if somewhere internally, maybe not because they wanted to, but there was a conversation where it's like, look, of all the options we have, the best thing we possibly can do is wait this thing out. Wait till these contracts continue to mature. Look for opportunities to offload them. But in the meantime, it'll allow us to at least win a few games and not be embarrassing during the season. But the whole time we're doing that, we're looking for value. We're looking to offload. We're looking to build draft capital. We're looking to acquire young rotational players, et cetera, et cetera. In the end, we weirdly enough may look back in 5, 6, 7 years. And again, this isn't me. I'm being a super purple glasses, Kool-Aid optimist, and that's never me. But I'm saying there is just like I said, there's a possibility before he got hurt of Halliburton and Fox meeting in the finals.
Right.
I'm saying this is now on the table that we could look back in 6, 7 years and look at that Zach LaVine trade and say, yeah, that was something that was a huge blunder, but it ended up being the best thing possible for this team in the long run.
As a catalyst to that.
As it forced it's like you have to take your medicine at some point. Zach LaVine is the Robitussin being shoved down their throats.
Yeah, I know that's a road you want, not that part to happen,
right,
but that rebuild. I was looking at this. I was alerted to this yesterday, so I'd be curious your thought. Do you have a guess, Just a rough guess at who the worst teams have been in the last 10 years. And where the Kings are in that.
Last 10.
And I can give them to you. It's
No, I just want to see if I can get one.
So 10 years ago was the last Isaiah Thomas
So let's
season.
see, 2015, 2025. Charlotte?
Charlotte is the third worst team of the last 10 years.
The Wizards
are the second worst team of the last 10 years.
The Spurs
are not in the top 8.
All right.
And that's probably a end of Kawhi. And I mean, we're going 10 years. So Kings are 8th, by the way.
Oh, wow.
8th worst.
So they're a bottom 10 team or whichever.
In the last 10 years, yeah.
Who's number 1?
I'll go from 8 down to 1.
Okay.
8 is the Kings. 7, the Pelicans.
Okay.
6, the Bulls. 5, the Nets. 4, the Magic. 3, the Hornets. 2, the Wizards. Number 1, the Pistons. Now they have 2 historically.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, those are a lot of the teams that are
really good right now.
Well,
I'm sorry. I thought you ended with the Pistons. That's why I was saying.
That's the only team.
That's a good point.
They're all kind of still there.
Yeah, and I think that's a culture thing. I mean, it honestly is.
Right.
It's culture, it's ownership, it's all that from the top to the bottom.
The Magic are fine.
As we go to break, our guy on line Beeman says, we're hoping it was such a bad trade that it makes the front office self-reflect and look at themselves. Do you hear yourself, Dave? You're almost there. Let me help you. Let me help you out here. I'm hoping that it's such a bad trade that the front office that had nothing to do with that trade, that is currently in power right now, has been empowered to be able to go to the interfering powers that be above and say, look, you're asking how to turn this thing around. We don't have a choice. We're not going to win it. We're not winning a champion. They know they're not winning a champ. I can tell you for a fact, they know they're not winning a championship in the next 2 years. Breaking news. So my point is, maybe this forces the team's hand finally because they don't have other options. Or they just, by the way, or they just continue to purgatory. And don't think I'm not saying that can't happen. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Sam Amick, and so much more of the Athletic next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Wednesday, getting out the door to a comfortable start. As we head through the afternoon, temperatures will feel warmer under mostly sunny skies and light southwest winds. Highs today above normal in the upper 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. Find spectacular deals during our big 4th of July sales event going on now at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at Amy's Outdoor Living. The spectacular 4th of July savings on barbecues is here. The Weber Genesis gas grills, $100 off. Weber Spirit grills, save $50. Traeger Woodridge pellet grills, that's the one I have, save up to $150. And check out the new Weber smoke pellet grill, just $6.99. You get free assembly on any grill, $3.99 and up. Buy it now. Have it for the 4th. Pollywood Adirondack chairs, a limited 4th of July sale starting at just $199, made in the USA with a 20-year warranty. Amy has a great selection of umbrellas for the summer heat, a large selection of chaise loungers to relax by the pool. It's Amy's Outdoor Living. I've been going there with my dad since I was a kid, eating the popcorn they have at El Camino near Watt. You can also check them out at the brand new Amy's in the El Dorado Hills Town Center. Get up there today. Get yourself prepped for summer. And tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9861. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9861. That's 800-575-9861. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Need a new water heater? Call Bell Brothers. Need drain or sewer work? Call Bell Brothers. Need a free plumbing estimate? Call Bell Brothers. We don't guess at plumbing and drain problems. We use advanced camera inspections and diagnostics to identify the issues. We're fast, reliable, and respect your time by showing up when we say we will. Our technicians are all background checked, drug tested, and will leave the work area cleaner than they found it. The price we quote is the price you pay. We are the No Surprise Guys, with more technicians, more trucks, and more experience. We get the job done right the first time. No surprises. Wait, call Bell Brothers today for a free plumbing estimate or book online at nosurpriseguys.com. That's nosurpriseguys.com.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week. So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers, make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass,
Not.
Chris Berlon.
Yeah. How should I handle this, Jason, as we bring in Sam Amick? I just texted our boss and, hey, can we move? I forgot I double booked something. Can we move our meeting, our show meeting, which is on Wednesdays? He just responded and said, yeah, let's just plan to meet next week at our normal time. Who's going to tell him? I think you should.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, you going to take that? I say we.
You want to move it to the week after that?
Who's going to tell him?
I'll do that.
Yeah, you do that. All right.
You want to move it to the week after that? Who's going to tell him?
Yeah, we're not working together for another month after today.
Right. Well, we'll reintroduce ourselves.
But we're so happy to bring in a guy we work with each and every week, and he's nice enough to. I'm sorry, I just saw the T-shirt.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Joining us right now from The Athletic. Oh, somebody did have a suggestion. They wanted to know. We had Max Muny of The Athletics on earlier. They wanted us to ask Max Muny about an article in The Athletic, and then to ask Sam a question about The Athletics.
Yes.
We forgot to do that with
Max. Our friend Joe Giros.
So we'll welcome in. That's right. We'll welcome in right now, Sam Amick. Good morning, Samuel.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Great.
I don't know, Sam. I don't know, and I hate that. I have no idea how you're doing, brother. I don't, and you're putting a lot of pressure on me to try to guess.
Is all of humanity speak for all of us, Dave?
It's a lovely day for a Guinness. Is the C-shirt I see. What people don't see underneath that is it's not a beer shirt. It says lovely day for a Guinness, and then underneath it says world record. It's a T-shirt about striving for greatness. Good message, Sam.
Is it though? Yeah. See, we have picture in picture. We have where it is here, Toucan Sam up on the wall.
Oh, look at that.
And,
Fruit Loops.
I had I don't know if I've shared this story. I had a beloved editor who I still work with, Sergio Gonzalez of The Athletic.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Sam just got out of the run.
He hasn't shared that story.
Okay, by the way, a memo to the wonderful folks that work behind the scenes here that put video out. When you put out this interview with Sam, please clip it to when we start up again when Sam comes back.
What if he's just continued the story and doesn't know that he's gone?
What if is he still talking right now? Yeah. What if Sergio Gonzalez, his editor, was like, nope, and pulled the plug right away?
Yeah. Hey, Sam, how are we doing?
Hey, Sam, if you really don't like Sergio, don't say anything. Oh.
Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to think.
I was going to say, Sam, if the Kings are currently trying to make a move for Giannis Antetokounmpo, just don't say a word.
Oh, I'm Sam.
That was your Sam.
Can we, I guess it's up to him to reconnect or.
Yeah, he's working on it.
Oh, he's working on it. Oh, is that every time the screen minimizes and then goes back? It's Sam.
What do you think he's doing?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I see him in the waiting room.
Oh, he's pissed. Hey, let's welcome in right now from The Athletic. He was about to talk about his editor, Sergio, and then apparently Sergio didn't like that and cut off his internet feed. It's Sam Amick. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. I'm a little bit nervous. Internet is bugging out here, so apologies. Anyway, this is not technically Toucan Sam, but that's what he would call me for sticking my nose into things reporting-wise. And shout out Sergio. I always enjoyed that framing.
All right. Well, for the rest of the interview, I don't want to get too personal, but maybe tell Landon and Ryder to get off the Fortnite streaming.
All right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. It's 8 a.m. They're not. No teenagers are awake. What am I thinking? Sam, am I thinking too much into the fact that Dennis Schroder signed with the Kings yesterday, and Mark Bartelstein is his agent, as well as Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis's agents. And Scott Perry is known to have relationships, is what the people say. And I'm not implying that like this was a favor, but those guys are also extension eligible. Is this the type of thing that matters in this world? And by matters, I mean, the relationship. I feel like Sam's still there.
He is there. We see him.
He's moving.
Does he not hear us?
He's reading something. And now this is great. We can see Sam, but we're going to switch. But I actually kind of like, dang it.
Like perturbed.
If you couldn't see, I know this is horrible radio for everybody. We apologize. We can't do anything about the connection. We're going to get him back on the call, on the phone. But it was kind of interesting seeing Sam I don't know what he was looking at.
Well, what was so great is actually I was like, okay, that's a good question. And then just the pause.
Yeah. What he's like,
Sam, what's he going to deliver here? And then it's like, no, it's too long of a pause.
Can I tell you when he paused? You know what I was thinking? Because he's kind of got me gun shy about this. I thought he was pausing, being like, once again, Dave, you did not read the article I wrote this morning. that did kind of scare me.
Yeah.
He's there. All right. We'll
phone Sam.
We'll try this right now. You know what? Phone Sam. Not as good as video Sam, but better connection Sam.
Yeah.
Good morning for the third time, Sam. How are you?
Wow.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
There we go.
Okay. Man.
You were in the Matrix for a second.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this just doesn't want. And by the way, can I say Sam's nice enough to come on a day early than he normally would. This isn't his fault.
Maybe that's it. We're messing with the with the routine here.
Were you able to hear my question, or did it cut off? I don't know.
It cut off. I didn't hear anything.
I was saying that Dennis Schroder came to the Kings yesterday, signed with the Kings. His agent, Mark Bartelstein, is also the agent of Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis, who are both extension eligible. I'm not trying to imply that this was a favor in any way, shape, or form, but when we keep hearing about Scott Perry and relationships and all that, does that type of stuff matter in the NBA world?
Yeah, I mean, the relationships matter. Like I could see it playing a tiny factor. And, if there's something you can give a guy that you don't think affects your team building, which, I mean, if I'm being honest, in today's landscape, you don't really have, the margin for error is so small that there's not much room for that type of stuff. I mean, but yes, holistically speaking, relationships matter. Good on you guys for actually connecting dots that I had not slowed down to think about in terms of those three guys having the same agent. But, yes, it matters. And as you guys know, they needed a point guard bad. And I would like to find out. I don't know how much of Dennis's third year is guaranteed. I don't know if that's been reported. I know it's a partial.
Very small. It's a very small partial guarantee. And the gist of what I got from folks familiar with the thinking is that you could pretty much consider it a 2 year with a team option for a third. That's how minimal it is.
Yeah, a little similar to DeMar DeRozan's deal,
Yeah.
where that is a way if you can't really get a guy to a number that he thinks he deserves annually over the first couple of years, you can throw a little on in that form, knowing that he probably won't actually be here at that point.
So, Sam, let's talk about the actual deal itself. So, I mean, Schröder has been a solid NBA player. The Kings did need a point guard. They were in search of a couple others, maybe kicking the tires on a few others. Just the thought of what they did and how this will impact the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously been a mostly slow summer so far for the Kings. And Scott Perry's been in a lot of stuff in that front office in terms of trying to make things happen. I mean, as of now, and who knows if it changes anytime soon, it looks like mostly status quo with a capable point guard who, can help you win some games. I mean, it just depends for the fans. It's, are you just happy and fine with the idea that when you turn the Kings game on, at this point, I would say there's about a 50-50 chance of them winning. You know what I mean? They're going to be a middle of the pack team.
Mm-hmm.
They've got talented guys, have not been able to get off Zach LaVine, or, that's why I think you started seeing the Malik Monk discussions, is because presumably a guy like Malik was going to have more of a market. But, the talks with Detroit about doing the Schroeder deal somehow with the Monk situation as a way of freeing up, more space didn't come to pass. So, this is, for now, they're mostly running it back, but there's obviously a lot of time left.
Sam Amick joining us. Yeah, from what I'm hearing too, Sam, that Monk's that's not happening with Detroit, but it hasn't happened yet. And I know they're trying. There may be no other parts to the Schroeder deal, but they're efforting to see what else they can get out of it, which may include, but not be limited to, a desire to perhaps front load the Schroeder contract. So obviously have more of an out, which they have some of that cleared up money. It's the full MLE, by the way, for Schroeder, which they knocked off. I think what we say, like $5 million in the Valanciunas deal. So it seems like the rest of this might be, they still have a gaping hole at the 4, even with Keegan Murray, if they're going to slide him again and have him start at the 4, which I don't think is his ideal position. But either way, you've still got Trey Lyles as a free agent. You still have a lack of depth even beyond that. So I would imagine after this, now the next stop's going to be getting another big down low.
Yeah, I mean, that all tracks. I will say, not to, this is not to go unrealistic and get the aggregators going, but I do think that they will continue. We've talked about it. They'll continue. There was some chatter yesterday that, like, Jonathan Kuminga's situation has gotten off to an extremely slow start. He's not seeing money on the market. It's going to take a while, but, like, if Kuminga, finds himself without his ideal options, which I think Miami is topping that list, I think Chicago's in there, then, keep your eye on that a little bit. I don't know the machinations of what that would take, but, yeah, I mean, they need depth. I always hate, we've had some laughs about how I've been fairly critical of the group since they fired Mike Brown. And it's like, I got to be honest. It's just not an inspiring team. And right now they haven't changed it much. So, for me, as far as how I see it, that's kind of where it is.
Yeah. And if I remember last week, Sam, I thought that your reporting was pretty good in the fact that, look, I think they would like to see if something could ever come up with LaVine, but that's going to be extremely difficult. Maybe not hearing what they want for DeRozan was kind of, I think, your classification of that. And that's why Monk's name kind of came up a little bit more. Is that still the same general read if we're talking about this team trying to change any of that core via trade, that LaVine's contract is just too much? DeRozan, there's probably something there, but maybe they're not hearing what they want, and Monk might be the one that, if any, would be the one that could possibly be moved?
Yeah, I think that's all fair. It's things I've learned, I guess, and hopefully this answers your question, Jay. But, as far as identity, right? Like Scott Perry he's trying to improve the defense. Like I wrote about, the Trae Young thing was fascinating because there were some people who, like around the edges we're hoping that like a Trae Young for Zach LaVine type trade might happen with Atlanta. And the Kings had no interest in that, and largely because they're not looking to have the head of the snake, be that weak defensively. And so you learn about how Scott sees the game, and Drew Holiday, for example, it was like, man, if he was like, they still had interest and they showed interest, but they were almost like, damn, if he was 3-4 years younger, that'd be amazing. So, it's not, the vision is there. And so to their credit, they are really trying to craft around that vision. It's just hard. You're fighting with 29 other teams for these guys, and all these different scenarios, especially with the CBA, are really tough to pull off. But yeah, I mean, that's the general gist of what is going on, is all of these imperfect marriages with guys that aren't ecstatic to be here, but aren't upset enough to throw a fit. You know what I mean? Like even the Sabonis thing, I think is fascinating because he's been signaling like, patience and had good conversations with the new front office. And like the Schröder move to me is an interesting one in the context of Domas, because for the short term, I could see Domas saying, listen, I just want to feel like I have a chance every night. And now you got me a point guard, and, they still got to figure out, I mean, the fact that you have so many guys who like to score the ball, and Domas wants, to get back to the higher usage that he had a couple of years ago. So it's still not even close to perfect, but it's enough that nobody's causing a ruckus, and they're just trying to wait and see what the roster looks like in the next couple of months.
Sam Amick with us. Sam, we were talking about this earlier, and I'm not going to when I'm about to open up this giant hornet's nest. I know you and I have both talked off the air and both tried to get clarity on this. We're saying that one of two things, unless you have a third option, had to have happened last year when we were talking about Zach LaVine. Either A, you had an outgoing general manager making this move, which with their biggest possible rebuild/trade piece they had, and now hamstringing the Kings with no disrespect, but a probably top 5 immovable contract in the NBA. You either had that, or you had the powers that be above the now impotent general manager, outgoing GM, make these moves. Do you have clarity on which one, if either took place?
Talked about it, and where I stand on, like, there's just nothing of significance that happens with this group that doesn't have some level of influence from Vivek. And the obvious disclaimer is like that, yes, to some degree that is the case everywhere. He owns the team, but I for sure think that the history of Vivek's view on Zach applies here, and the fact that he had, when Vlade was running the show, was the group that gave Zach that restricted free agent deal that he ended up playing on in Chicago, and there was an affinity for Zach that remained when he became an option. So the mandate to remain competitive, and the part to me where the answer to your question is some degree of both, is like a front office with this particular owner as your boss, like knows like what he wants. Yeah. So we never truly got to see, kind of the unfettered version of what Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox, how they saw the roster, how they saw the game. And there's not many environments where front office folks are completely untethered in that way. But, I do think it's more here than most.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot. Do you have any examples that you either can or are willing to share of situations where front offices are untethered? I'm just honestly curious as to which teams. Yeah.
Well, I mean, how about the one that just raised the trophy?
That's the first one we all thought of. Sure. I'm just seeing if they're
not even. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that one's not even close. It's far and away number one. San Antonio is the same. Peter Holt has been of failing health, and his son has taken over. So, but I've heard nothing different out in San Antonio, and there's a thread there. Of course, Sam Presti, the OKC GM, was kind of raised in the Spurs organization. So, he knows that part well.
Sure.
Other examples.
I mean, those are two pretty good ones.
Really good. Yeah.
No, they are, but I mean, in fairness, it's like you got me wondering, like, how long is that list? Because the other teams that come into play, the Dynasty Warriors, absolutely had owner involvement.
Yeah.
Like fairly, like it was a healthier version of it.
And his son, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and two of his sons. Not one,
yeah,
two.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. You know, Kirk and Kent, and you know, even like. I'm just going down the list in my head on the West Coast. I mean, the Lakers certainly have some degree of ownership involvement in a lot because, you know, the synergy between, for better or worse, the synergy between Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka. So did you guys have any other?
No, I feel, let me ask you.
Good examples?
Yeah. No, I was honestly asking you for that exact reason to see if there's a through line between, hey, look at these organizations. It seems to me like Tillman Fertitta has been pretty hands off with the Rockets. Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
Actually, no, you are. Yeah, you are wrong.
Okay.
Well,
no, it's fair.
But it's not. I mean, I don't think he's sticking his nose. Listen, Rafael Stone, their GM.
Yeah.
I thought about this today. Like, you know, it's not a sexy story, but like, man, there needs to be more of a spotlight on the fact that he was an attorney within the Rockets for the longest time. When he replaced Daryl Morey, I'm very guilty of being a skeptic at that time, where I was like, man, he just kind of got handed this job, and you know, this celebrated executive and Daryl leaves, and you kind of just get promoted by default. And he has just been on a heater these last couple of years, done a wonderful job. But to your question, he literally works side by side with Patrick Fertitta, Tillman's son.
Okay.
And Tillman's very involved. I mean, there were times, even like the Harden era, when they traded James, right after that, there was a lot of involvement in terms of like Tillman could not process the idea of not being a playoff team, and they had to kind of convince him. So yes, there are degrees of it almost everywhere. The fact that so far our list of like zero involvement only goes 2 teams deep is telling, but you know, it's part of it.
Sam, I know, I think it was last week when we talked to you, were mentioning people that the Kings were linked to. You mentioned Kuminga a little bit earlier. I don't know where the very latest is there with the Kings or anybody else, but also Westbrook. They did get Schröder, but is Westbrook at all in play still in Sacramento, or is that a non-starter now?
I don't have a great feel for it, to be honest with you. I wish I would have looked this up. Do you guys remember, as far as just like personal ties in that situation, did Scott Perry cross paths with Russ? We might have talked about this last week.
Wasn't he on the staff when they drafted him?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
With Seattle.
Yeah. So there's the affinity there. And I mean, Russ, you talk about, I mean, even whether it's the Kings or somebody else, one of the most unique back ends of a celebrated career that I've ever seen, because like he can still play, and it's his way of playing, and it's divisive, and it's feast or famine. But I can see where a team like the Kings thinks, especially that, you know, just looking for more voice and veteran presence, could consider the option. But then, man, what a tricky choice to make, because, and this is nothing personal, but with Russ, you're literally talking about Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets, to some degree, fair or not. He has been the fall guy in all 3 of those situations, where when things didn't finish like they had hoped, there was a lot of chatter about the impact that he had on the culture and just the vibe. And so I just still find him so interesting, because then you'll certainly on that same coaching staff, on any of those 3 teams where people are killing him, you'll find another person who's like, man, F that. This guy's amazing. You know, he's such a divisive guy.
Well, lastly, I was looking at the CBA the other day, because that's what I like to do for fun. Goes through 2030, expires in 2930. By the way, this is one of those questions where I'm just asking you philosophically. I was thinking about this, Sam, with the Jake LaRavia thing, how it just seems dumb that Memphis didn't pick up his option. Therefore, when the Kings traded for him, it hamstrung them. They couldn't offer any more than what they could offer. Other teams could outbid him, which hurts the player. And I got to think the Players Association isn't a huge fan of that. Now you're seeing these reports that Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan, and that's just here locally, all over the place. The market for these guys is not great. One team has cap space, the second apron, the first apron. Now, they're stuck until I think there's an opt-out in 28-29. But you also have expansion coming up with Seattle and Vegas. You have those fees coming in. You have everything associated with that. Do you think the CBA makes it all the way to the end? Do you think the Players Association's feeling good about the CBA right now? Are you hearing anything about that?
I mean, do I think they're feeling good about it? No. Do I think it makes it till the end? Yes.
Okay.
I mean, especially, as owners, I mean, there's not really mechanisms for it not to make it to the end. The owners wanted this. They'll continue to do press conferences where they lament losing certain players, and then they will privately, celebrate the control component of this contract, meaning, controlled costs, black and white decisions, second apron, sorry. I mean, it is a hard cap. We've gotten to that point where we realize that. I mean, even the other day, man, in Denver, I know it was just a passing comment, but I can't believe that Josh Kroenke actually let it come out of his mouth to talk about trading Nikola Jokic at a time when, like, the Jokic thing, and I'm getting far afield, but it has quietly become, like, we're still navigating through the summer of Giannis and what is he going to do? And, we wrote about that today. But right behind him is Joker, who is extension eligible this summer, probably doesn't sign it because he's going to have that out, that he makes more financial sense to sign it next summer. But that is also going to raise the appetite of everybody else who is hoping they can maybe steal him away from Denver. And, within the context of your question in the CBA, it's like, geez, like even possibly trading one of the best players of all time is something where an owner might shrug his shoulders at because that's a CBA. Sorry, So no, I like it in the short term. I think I've said I don't like it in the long term. I think I hate seeing teams like, even with the Tatum injury, Boston should still be able to find a way to keep their core together. Imagine the Warriors if they got busted up after 2 years with Steph, Clay, and Draymond. That would not have been quote unquote fair. So I think it's certainly got a lot of issues.
Sam Amick writes for The Athletic. He appears with us each and every Thursday, except for today and celebrating Independence Day. We'll knock this out today, and we appreciate that. By the way, last thing on Westbrook I thought was interesting. 11 years in Oklahoma City.
Uh-huh.
He's had 5 teams in 6 years since.
Yeah.
It's been up and down for him. So we'll see. And you can make sure to follow Sam on Twitter. Also check him out at The Athletic, where you can curate the journalists on your feed on the wonderful app. Sam, love to the family. Have a great 4th of July weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, boys. You too.
Thank you. That's Sam Amick. We're late for a break. When we come back, where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio, saying Paul Simon, who will be in concert in about a week in San Francisco. We asked the question, where have you gone, Beam Team? Yeah, where is the Beam Team? Yeah, RIP Beam Team. We'll ring you through that next.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Wednesday, getting out the door to a comfortable start. As we head through the afternoon, temperatures will feel warmer under mostly sunny skies and light southwest winds. Highs today above normal in the upper 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's about time they
fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
Celebrate the 4th with freedom from high prices. The 4th of July savings sale is happening now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Fire up your summer with 4th of July savings on a new Civic or Accord. Own or lease today at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Hi, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they've won over $500 million in settlements. Downtown LA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Canes, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
The Hagen Oaks Cutting Edge Putter Fitting Studio offers you more technology, more choices, and more service. Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. With $30,000 worth of state-of-the-art technology ready for your fitting, Hagen Oaks will help you make your best putting stroke while finding the best putter design, shape, hosel, length, and loft for your game. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531 for more.
The 4th of July, it's all about family, fireworks, and freedom. And this 4th of July, Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is offering your family the freedom to choose America's brand at the guaranteed lowest price in town. This 4th of July, the fireworks are starting early at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. You can check out one of Northern California's largest selections for yourself at sacssuperstore.com, where you'll find the lowest prices on the new Ram, Wrangler, Grand Cherokee, the whole lineup. Centrally located across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course, and visit them online to see their full selection and their guaranteed lowest prices at sacssuperstore.com.
Join the Sacramento Rivercats on Saturday, July 19th. It's Star Wars night at Sutter Health Park. Dress as your favorite character, enjoy themed fun, and soak in peak summertime baseball. Star Wars night tickets on July 19th are available at rivercats.com.
This July 3rd, get ready to ignite your summer at the Ronstrom Iska Firecracker 90 at the legendary Stockton 99 Speedway with late models, mini stocks, pure stocks, legends, and mini mods. All out, plus a massive fireworks show that'll light up the night. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com. July 3rd, be there.
Lowe's knows how to set off your July 4th with savings. Right now, buy one, get one free on select one-coat coverage interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Plus, get two select 2 or 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals for just $15. Hurry, these July 4th deals won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for more details. Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was taking my side hustle full time.
Bold move, my friend.
And I needed to find everything in one stop.
Like finding Bigfoot riding a unicorn.
Yes, so I hit the Staples Easy button. Staples had everything for a new office and print services for signs and brochures. Plus, Cindy, the Staples associate, helped me find the best tech for me.
Wait, no drama?
No, Staples made it easy.
For the products, services, and experts your business needs. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
On a train bound for nowhere.
It sounds like it.
It is it, but
you got it. We're like a minute and a half in
down
now.
my last swallow. Oh, yeah. Then he bummed a cigarette. Asked me for... No, I'm off.
No, this is like the second verse now.
Oh, wait. Oh, got it.
Gambler knows.
Every gambler knows the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Oh, because every hand's a winner. Everybody. And every hand's a loser.
The best that you can hope
for is to die in your sleep. That's such a badass line at the end. I don't want to get dinged here.
I think we're fine.
You think we're fine on the gambler?
I don't think the Kenny Rogers estate
that's
is-
a classic, dude. What a badass verse at the end of the. It always gets me when the music kind of goes slow and down a little bit, and somewhere in the darkness, the gambler he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace. That's such a great line, dude.
He's got a lot of really good songs, like just the storytelling that he does.
Yeah, no, 100%. My dad used to play Kenny Rogers, so I did. But there was the one that, like, for the longest time, because you're a little kid, you're listening to music. You don't have back then.
Right.
You don't have the internet where you can. The best you could hope for was you get a sleeve with the lyrics on. You can't go to Google.
Right.
What was this? You picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille.
Yeah.
I thought he said, yeah. I thought it was you picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille. 400 children and crop in the field. I thought it was 400 children. It's 4 hungry children. It was 400 children. I was like, wow, this guy was busy.
You know, the Coward of the County?
Yeah.
That one's a great song.
You're absolutely right. And then, God, my dad was really.
And the only word, the last line is the title of the song. That's the only time he says Coward of the County.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
He had a really, and by the way, I don't know enough about Kenny Rogers to somebody's going to be like, actually, Kenny never wrote his music. It was Van Dyke Parks or whatever. But
yeah.
Thanks,
Ken.
We should do Wednesday karaoke.
Okay. Would it have been better if he was Ken Rogers?
No.
Kenny.
Kenneth?
No.
Kenny Raji?
Kenny Rogers.
Kenjamin
Rogerton. Like I would like what a great
Ken Roger.
No.
Oh.
Ken Raj.
K Raj. That was his nickname on the court. I would like going to see like Kenny Rogers and like what do I want to say, Chris Collinsworth, not Chris Collinsworth, but Chris Christopherson.
You gotta know when to hold them.
Yeah, that stuff like that. Just
I thought you were gonna say Christopher Cross.
Oh, let's go.
Ride like the wind.
That was probably the coolest thing that I found out in the Yacht Rock documentary. Is those guys like Chris? He's like, we're here to make music, not videos. I'm not a good-looking guy, so that kind of killed my career.
I wrote that song on acid. I'm like, wait, what? Okay.
Like you haven't had, just to give you an idea of how crazy successful Christopher Cross's debut was, where he basically swept the brand.
Everything.
It hadn't gotten repeated until Billie Eilish a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Like that's a long stretch. Think about all the artists that have come out.
Yeah.
And Christopher Cross was like the ultimate match. Just burnt, bright. Then next thing you know, Rick Moranis is doing a skit.
So good.
And then next thing you know, Christopher Cross is playing cruise ships.
Yeah. Yacht Rock, baby.
Just wait until you hear Christopher Cross applesauce.
From the 916, Dave, what's this music today? Jesus, put the rejoinder music on shuffle, please. Okay, it's the fine sounds of Kyle Ledbetter.
And some of Christopher Lodds.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I'm fine without having Chris sneaks in a couple of emo things.
Very much so. So depressing.
Right. Like, that's not good rejoinder music.
You guys want to pick a song for, I guess, 9:30? Because that's the only segment with music left.
Jason?
Yeah, I'll send you I'll give you one.
Where has the Beam Team gone? Where have they gone?
Wasn't that long ago.
Wasn't that long ago at all. It was about a little where the Beam Team was that year. Imagine watching the Beam Team that year and being like, dude, we're so much better than the Thunder peasants. What a bunch of ding-dongs. Thunder. More like Lightning, barely. And then, they're the champions and we're a bottom 5 joke in the NBA. That's how, but when I say that, though, like tiny 1% of an optimist left in me since I've been beaten and bruised and battered for 40 plus years of this team is, well, we could turn it around. Problem is we don't,
I know the answer is probably both, but if I say what was the bigger key to their success of the Beam team year, the roster construction or their health? Because obviously it's both.
It is
but
both.
If you had to weigh and pick one, and I think the point I'm trying to get to, if you do say it's roster construction, then it's like there are pieces here that when you go, man, really the additions were Murray, Herder, and Monk, which are significant.
Yeah.
But that fit with Sabonis and Barnes and Fox and Lyles, who was already here, and it kind of produced a team that had a really good year.
It is interesting because you're subbing out Fox. You have traded De'Aaron Fox. In return, you have Sabonis still in his prime. You have a year more of a developing Keegan Murray, who, by the way, just needs to be developed now.
Yeah.
Like, we're there.
Right.
Like, you need to be developed.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, and now Nick Clifford.
Right.
And Maxime Reno and Dennis Schroder. I'm not – look, if I'm – just let me
but that was 2 years ago. You think about it. Brown, McNair, Fox, Barnes, Davion, Herder. Wow.
Dellavedova.
Sure.
Imagine going back and watching the clip, which I did the other day. It's maybe my favorite clip.
The Jazz game.
The Jazz game. Kevin Herder, Mark Jones. The absolute roof fell off that place.
Yeah. Like 9 rebounds out to Herder, and then
splitty, and just for a regular season game against the Utah Jazz,
like in December, I think
that is the moment out of all the moments that weirdly I even including the playoffs, the play-in, all of that. I remember that Herder shot, and where we were then compared to now is. It's just this side of if this was a movie and we found out that somebody in power with the Kings, in order to inherit $30 billion, had to do this. Like, in other words, that this was done on like Brewster's Millions.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't have screwed this team up much worse if you did it on purpose.
If that mark was whatever, wherever we have our peak, right? Mm-hmm. I will say the feeling last summer, right around this time of coming back, missing the play or missing the playoffs, losing the play-in, Fox, Sabonis, Murray, blah, blah, blah. And knowing that DeRozan wanted to be here and they landed him. And when he walked out in Summer League, you're going, this feels pretty good.
This is a great feeling.
This is a really, now it wasn't that high.
Right.
But that was and then you start to see, I'm not sure about fit. I'm like, I think it's going to be fine. He's a really good player.
I was in the passenger seat of our car. My wife was driving. We were going to Cazadero in the Bay Redwoods area to pick up my daughter who was camp counseling. I found out that happened. I found out the deal happened. The very first thing I tweeted was Sacramento now runs the Kings run California. We're going to be the best team in the state.
How do you feel about that today?
Like a stupid idiot face. But I was so excited. For those who say I'm Debbie Downer, I was so
Positive Dave was right
that
there.
That was me. R.I.P. Positive Dave Jr. right here. I was all for it, dude.
What do they do to California now?
They run after it.
Wait for us.
They're like Rerun in What's Happening.
Great show.
When the bus took off in the open. Yes, well done on the Rerun dance. And remember, Rerun was running after the bus, waving his arms. The Sacramento Kings are the reruns of What's Happening's opening segment.
I liked Rerun.
Loved Rerun.
Fred
a lot better than Dwayne or
Raj. Or D was so mean.
D was mean.
But kind of funny.
What about Shirley?
Yeah. And then the mom was intimidating.
Very intimidating. To the 4 people out there that understood that segment,
you're welcome.
Make sure you remember you have that doctor's appointment tomorrow. Make sure you get there.
Got to get that checked.
Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. What's hot? What's not? Let's go streaking, Dugs.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, For the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Head to your local Toyota dealer because the 4th of July sales event ends soon. This summer, freedom comes with a full tank and endless possibilities. Right now, get a low-cost lease on 2025 Tacoma or get an incredible $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Plus, check out the all-new 2025 4Runner. Your Toyota truck is ready for it all. Hurry in today for the hottest deals of the summer. Don't miss the chance to roam. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium ready credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers. Offers end 8/4/25.
Lowe's knows July 4th savings are worth celebrating. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances and get an additional 10% off 2 or more select major appliances. Plus, get 3 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. These deals are coming in hot. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/9. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was taking my side hustle full-time.
Bold move, my friend.
And I needed to find everything in one stop.
Like finding Bigfoot riding a unicorn.
Yes, so I hit the Staples Easy button. Staples had everything for a new office and print services for signs and brochures. Plus, Cindy, the Staples associate, helped me find the best tech for me.
Wait, no drama?
No, Staples made it easy.
For the products, services, and experts your business needs. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia. I got a tour of their headquarters. I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A+ Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Who's hot?
I just asked. I literally just.
Yeah,
I actually asked you.
I know.
Who is hot?
It's just a bit now. I do it every time. Joe Cronin. He is the general manager of the Portland Trailblazers. So remember when Damian Lillard requested a trade, was trying to go to Miami? Well, he ended up going to Milwaukee because Joe Cronin didn't send him to a place he wanted to go. And obviously Lillard got released yesterday. So at the end of the trade now, Joe Cronin turned Damian Lillard, who was trying to force his way to Miami, into DeAndre Ayton, Robert Williams, Denny Advia, Tumani Kamara, a 2029 Bucks first, a 2029 Celtics first, and 2 Milwaukee Bucks pick swaps.
Sure good.
Who would have thought Avdia and Kamara is probably the best part of that now?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that Bucks pick in 2029 could be nice.
By the way, you saw this earlier. I was hoping you didn't. I say this with love because it's actually a compliment. You're older than Sparky Anderson was in this photo.
Wow.
That's not possible.
He was 50?
We put a
I'm
picture.
not over 50.
Oh, I apologize. My bad. You're almost as old.
Yeah.
We put a picture up of somebody took a picture of old Sparky smoking a pipe, wearing his Tigers jacket. And
how old was Jim Leland when he was managing?
80, 90.
Seemed like, but he's like 70 now or something. Right?
I just don't get that. That is so crazy how much older people looked back then.
That's just not possible. That's an 88-year-old man in that photo.
Also, during the break, I checked around. I haven't seen any confirmation as to whether or not there were any injuries. And certainly, even if there weren't injuries, there were a lot of people put out by this. So I don't want to I know a lot of people have been having some fun with this. I don't want to do that. But if you didn't see this yesterday, there was near Esparto, there was our content.
We're seeing more explosions right there.
Hold on. I got it. Our content partners over at KCRA got this. This was a why did it do that, by the way? Oh, okay. They had a helicopter near a fireworks facility that had caught fire in Esparto in Yolo County, and it just listen to the reporter.
We're seeing more explosions right there. And you see the black smoke. So this is not a good situation.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely see the on the left of your screen. This is catching right now. So we just want to remind you, you're watching the KCRA 3 News at 7.
Just absolutely went up. And then all the fireworks are now going off after the giant explosion.
Yeah, we're fine. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was quite intense.
We're seeing
that what I keep thinking about, if you didn't see the explosion, I mean, it's
worth watching just to see it. Yeah.
Massive. And by the way, and we're hoping if nobody was hurt, what a miracle.
Yeah.
What an absolute miracle. I'm thinking about the guys in the copter. There's got to be a concussion from that at some point that hits you. You're just chill. Now, maybe they were way away from it and zoomed in, but voof. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully everybody's okay there. Who is not hot?
Quite a transition here.
Yeah, I know. There's no other way for me to train.
Yeah. Speaking of, no, I'm not going to do that. The Sacramento Kings De'Aaron Fox trade is not hot. I know I did this yesterday, but we have to now update it because of the transactions that the Kings made yesterday. So if we once again ignore, dumping Jordan McLaughlin or Alex Len or Colby Jones's contracts, the Sacramento Kings traded De'Aaron Fox and Kevin Huerter in exchange for Zach LaVine, Nick Clifford, Dario Saric, a 2031 first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, and 47 games of Jonas Valanciunas and Jake LaRavia.
Good trade.
You know what? I think we can actually say this. It was a better trade 2 days ago.
It was a better trade 24 hours ago when I did this segment.
But you know what? What happens when Nick Clifford and
wins MVP?
Marcel
Dario.
You okay?
No.
All right.
Maximilian Reno.
Are all NBA
Hall of Famers.
Oh, well. Then we laugh.
Is it possible? It's got to be possible. In fact, it is possible because we've played clips of it. That there were well-known media members that were like, bottom line is you can't trade Paul George. Is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going to be something? Maybe, but he ain't going to ever be Paul George.
Well, the prize then, honestly, was the picks.
And you don't know where these – and by the way, when we went back and looked through that, those were some pretty darn good picks too. But you didn't know you were trading away the MVP. Now, I obviously we're stretching here, but we don't why am I being like – am I Am I optimistic? I gotta knock that out. I gotta knock that.
You gotta go on vacation.
I don't feel that way. You're right. I do.
You got to get that out of the system.
Most people like they have to go on vacation because they're burnt out and they're too negative. My thing is like, wait, I'm presenting positive possible scenarios.
You gotta recalibrate.
You're too tired to hate on the trade.
I that is actually probably completely accurate.
And you're injured,
and
so like you're just not acting right.
I got a glute issue here today that's still going.
Where did you pull Marcel Marceau?
I don't know, man. I don't know
Somewhere
where
in that brain.
Somewhere in this weeded up garden of
Ken Rogers.
Kenny Rogers chicken.
The famous mime that hasn't been with us for 20 years.
Oh, Spencer on the chat says I'd love to see Marcel in a Kings jersey.
Would he have a number?
Nobody knows.
00.
God, you know what's funny? It reminds me of the time that wine country became the ultimate racing destination.
Glad I wasn't drinking.
For NASCAR, as they make their only trip to Emily.
Heavily.
Oh, NASCAR makes their only trip to California for the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma Raceway, July 13th. Hey, we're looking for lucky caller number
212.
Wow, let's go.
Let's go with number 5.
Right now to win a
for
pair.
Nick Clifford.
Wow, for De'Aaron Fox.
Kind of weird they gave away his jersey that fast.
Is it?
Is it giving it away?
Caller number 5 at 1-800-920-1140 to win a pair of tickets to the race. We will take a break. When we come back, we will go streaking. And then we will talk about just kind of what do we know right now about it. We'll reset the whole Kings thing. You want to do that?
Let's reset.
Let's do that. I also need to see if my streak is nearing double digits. People are interested. We'll get to that next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests, Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo.
Sponsored by Trex Racing Canes, Chicken Fingers, and Naturewood Home Furnishings. Tickets at catpfest.com.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger, the mascot, to running the bases every Sunday, there is something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, there's a real chance of Jacob Wilson starting the All-Star game. As of the start of the A's current trip, he had a 250,000 vote lead at shortstop. Next up, the final vote of the top 2 finishers. If he wins that, he'll become the first A's shortstop to start the game in 50 years. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
An hour left until the holiday or vacation. You know, like when the guy's on the way out the door and in the TV show or the movie and the phone rings.
Hello.
And he should just let it go.
Yeah.
But he picks it up. That's what just happened on the text line. I should just move on.
What'd you do?
916-339-1140. Again, I should not give this the attention, but also this person seems to be rather committed in what they think. From the 916, when the Kings, by the way, it's not K-I-N-G apostrophe S, it's Kings with no apostrophe. When the Kings go on to have great success in the playoffs, none of you can participate in any of the joy, and you must resign. New people must come on the radio who do not spend all their time crapping on the team every morning. Thank you. There are literally hundreds of horrible trades out there that have been done, hundreds, but you choose to compare what the Kings do to only the very best trades. You seem to love to wallow in your misery. I'm going to spend I should get a clock out because we got a streak and all that. I'm going to spend because I think this is an important conversation to a point. Because for every one person that says that, there's probably three others. I'm going to outline why that's just so colossally stupid. I mean, just like, it's so stupid. Here's why. Number one, I'm only going to speak for me. I'm not going to speak for Jason. Nobody wants to see this team win a championship more than me. Literally, there's nobody. You can't find anybody. You'll find a bunch of people that are tied with me. Nobody wants this team to win more than me. Nobody on earth, period, end of statement. Nobody wants it more for the city. Nobody wants it more for the fans. Nobody. Just nobody. Number two, joy. Dude, this team has been a bottom five failure in American sports over the last 40 years. They had a run of horrific draft picks throughout the 2010s and beyond. They have one of the most colossal screw-ups when it comes to drafting in the Doncic thing. They finally got some light at the end of the tunnel, and we enjoyed a year of beam teaming and have taken 3 years to completely and totally dismantle that into, again, a team that has a bottom five bad situation that Scott Perry's trying to figure himself out of. We always want to be optimistic in the moment, but past history, of which there are still some common threads with the organization, will tell you, if you're being honest, if you're at Vegas betting with your 401k or your house payment or your equity or what, your kid's college fund, you're betting strongly that all the moves that are being made right now will be made in the future are colossal failures, that Doug Christie will fail as head coach, that Scott Perry will be gone within 3 years, and we will be treading water once again. That's the real take. Mm-hmm. That's the actual based on past takes. Now, if you want coverage of this team, that is purple glassed, that is Kool-Aid, and that is optimistic. I've said it a billion times, dude. I'm not that guy. I will never be that guy. I just got done saying in the last segment, when the Kings signed DeMar DeRozan last year, I said the Kings are going to run California. I will be optimistic, and I will go over the top when I think something is good, like beyond over the top. But I'm not going to lie to anyone, because I think this fan base is smart as a whole. I think they are loyal. I think they deserve the best. Everything I do, say, or feel is predicated on the emotions of this fan base and what they deserve and how underserved they have been and how abused they have been and how I have 2 children, well, 1.5, that have been, because Avery's not a real, that I have indoctrinated. I could sit here all day and do nothing, at least in my part of the show, but crap on this team for incredibly good reason. And that is what media, and not that we're journalists, but that is ultimately what our job is in my mind, to ask the questions that you have the access for, the hard questions, to hold the team accountable, to understand that you guys were all donating time, effort, and money to watch a bunch of 20-something-year-old millionaires play with an orange ball to distract us from the everyday whatevers. And if you want the optimistic outlook, you're going to have that be earned. And this team has earned nothing, absolutely nothing, but cynicism, pessimism, and a fan base that is in a constant state of flinch because they get a Charlie horse each and every year. It's always waiting for the other shoe to drop. I will never feed you consciously. I may be wrong about stuff. I'm never going to consciously feed you the optimistic side just to do it. You call it crapping on the team. I call it holding them accountable. You call it being Debbie Downer. I call it look at the team and the reality. What I'm not doing here is sitting here asking people like you to text the text line at 916-339-1140 and say, you know what, Dave, all that stuff I said to you, all the stuff I tweeted you, all the stuff I say on Reddit about crapping on the team and Debbie Downer and this and that, whatever. I sincerely apologize. You tried to tell us. You screamed when you knew you were going to lose listeners, when you knew people were going to get pissed at you. You screamed and screamed and screamed. There's crap going on, and it sucks. Sam Amick would come on here and say the same thing, and he would get killed in the YouTube comments because people don't want to hear it. There is a segment of people in this world that want to be in their little cocoon and their little bubble of their, what's it called when, not groupthink, but when everybody wants to only want, when they want to hear the same thing from you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. There's a group of people that just, and I don't want to call it fragile, but just are so unable or unwilling to actually see truth that you're in this perpetual stage of no, I only want the bright side. I only want the optimism. Why are you I'm such a pessimist? Because of the 40 years plus of indoctrination of this team failing over and over and over again. Whether it's Joe Klein, whether it's the roof falling in, whether it's the relocation, whether it's Ben McLemore, Thomas Robinson, whether the stuff that's happened off the court, that's terrible, that's tragic even. The playoff record or lack thereof, the record you don't want, echo chamber, thank you, everybody. Marvin Bagley, the Tyrese Halliburton trade, on and on and on and on and on. You know how some people say in a marriage, we get along really well. But sometimes we go through tough stretches, but we get along really well. That's not this marriage. It's all tough stretches with the occasional we get along really well. It's the exact opposite. And that is from years and years and years of being a fan of this team since we were bringing cakes and pies to American River College for their first ever practice, all the way up to having an entire career that revolves around it. It's going to take a mental health toll on you as I stand an hour before I go on a 2-week vacation because I'm burnt the hell out. So when somebody says, oh, when they finally do well, you're not allowed to, dude, go find the echo chamber. There's podcasts out there. There's things you can do, things you can read, and sit around and you go ahead and you continue to trust and you continue to not ask questions and not hold accountable on the flagship of the freaking team. You go ahead and do that, dude. That is never gonna be the case. Not here. And I would hope people appreciate that. I would hope people would appreciate being told the truth, or at least accessing the truth, or hard opinions, and not shilling. Jason, you've worked with and for this team forever, and you have never shilled for this team. You speak your opinion. You're obviously not as crazy as I am, but
I'm sure glad you got that text.
I should just let it go. You walk a much finer line in being able to be honest, and sometimes you're optimistic and sometimes
I'm more optimistic in general, but I also have a different perspective on just the whole thing. Look, I wouldn't paint a rosier picture, right. But I also kind of it is our journey.
Yeah.
And so inside of all that, I guess in the grand scheme, if you like balled it all up, there's far more negatives, but I also do appreciate the things that have been good, but you have to have all of it. It's all 100%. Of our story. And so
We just talked about the Utah shot with Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
It's the little things that happen.
And that's why I think, honestly, on a day-to-day basis, it's the trickier one during the season because, I don't know, I'll just paint a scenario. They're 3-7 to start, and they have a great win against the Denver Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're doing one game. The one game was great.
Yes.
Bigger picture, they're 3-7. They're off to a slow start. They probably are not matching up with the West. But on that day, they were good, and that shows you a version of what they can be, and you're happy about that, and you go, hey, if they do this more, then maybe there'll be some sort of turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
Now, then some people go, you guys, they're not that good. Okay, again, we're doing off the one game.
That's right.
Or the vice versa, maybe they're 7-3, and people are like, why aren't you talking about a championship? Well, because right now, I don't think they're that kind of team, but based on what we're seeing, they're playing, so the day-to-day to the then spread out to the bigger 50,000 foot view of the team is kind of, to me, I think, one of the challenges for us and for fans too, because on days, on quarters, on certain single players, like, man, they're awesome. And then others like, what happened to that guy? That's kind of the way the journey goes.
Yeah. It's not look. And I get that it's just basketball. It's just basketball. It's not cancer curing. It's not a walk for hunger. It's not, with all the stuff going on in the world. Yeah. But for a second, can I pull my little tiny violin out and just be transparent? Yeah, but for us, it's a whole different thing in a sense. We're not bigger fans than anyone else, not by a long shot. But this is also the job.
Right.
And it has real world effects with us. When something's going on with the team, good or bad, listenership goes up, ratings go up.
Sure.
When the team every year, almost like clockwork, the trade deadline happens and our ratings skyrocket. And then they're good for a while, and then the team sucks. And by the time they're out of it, they plummet. And then you have to rebuild it all up again. Like, there's actual real world consequences if you cover this team, because your income and your career is specifically tied to the success and failures of the club, on top of just being huge Kings fans.
Right.
Nobody who has been a fan longer than a couple of years, or even somebody like Kyle who's like 12, nobody doesn't want this team to succeed. But my God, I said that this franchise or this fan base is in a constant state of flinch. But what exactly is a flinch, Jason? If I don't know if you've ever bumped your head on something, because you're a pretty tall guy like me. Can we both agree? There's the little violin. I already got done with that segment. This is about Jason's head. If you bump into something, maybe it hurts a little bit less if you know that bump is coming.
Right.
If you and I were
so
playing,
still walk into the
you're walking into the thing, but I know I'm
going to do it.
Okay, I say, Jason, let's play a slug bug.
Oh, okay.
Remember that game?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I were to either try to give you a Charlie horse in your shoulder with my knuckles, and you were looking the other way at a pretty bird, and I got you, versus, all right, dude, I'm gonna try to, and you like tense up your muscle. Right. The reason people flinch in part is to try to dull the pain a little bit and prepare yourself for the oncoming onslaught of some form of violence.
Right.
That's what this fan base, that's what we're doing. Yes, we would rather not get slugged in the arm and have to be like, for an hour. But I think it's fair to say that this fan base, for the most part, understandably, has been very conditioned to where they're constantly looking for where that punch is coming from, even now. Now, if you want to sit back and go, well, that doesn't do anybody any good, well, that's your way.
Right.
Good for you.
Right.
I'm not going to be like, hey, stupid idiot, why are you so optimistic? Like, go ahead. But when you start actually being like, how can you crap on this team? How can I crap on this team all the time? Oh, I don't know. Let me think of 43 years of why.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough.
Okay.
This is like the end of the year where it's like just all draining out of you because you're going to be gone for 2 weeks and you're going to come back and be happy.
Yeah, that violin is just pissing me off so badly. Like, I wish you would kill it with fire. Would you do that for me?
Are you okay? You're going through all these emotions.
I don't know. The violin's just not, because in my mind, I'm like, dude, the violin was for the part when I was talking about the job. This has nothing to do with the violin. Where you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like me doing an obituary and he plays Everybody Dance Now by CNC Music Factory. Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, he was he was 84 years old. He lived. Everybody dance. No, what are we? Yeah. What are we? What? All right. So, anyways, Jason, just calm down.
I will. I'll try. I'll try my
relax,
best. Man. RELAX.
Now, working across from me sometimes has to be like working next to a lawnmower blade that just went through a pile of dog crap, right? And you're just hoping.
What's that smell?
It smells like victory, Jason. It also smells like streaking.
Uh-oh.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking!
The text line. Jesus, dude, I didn't mean to give you a heart attack. Seriously, all I'm saying is I think you have to give the current generation of management and coaches a chance. Of course we're gonna.
We are? After all that?
Yes.
Oh.
I hope they succeed.
Optimistic Dave is back.
I hope they succeed. I hope Doug Christie and Scott Perry together, along with Vivek Ranadive and then Slams, to come in here. And if we win a championship this year, line up and kick me right in the nuts for the entire show.
We could make some money.
$50 a nut. Boom. Kick. And donate it to whatever. Yes.
And a special 2 for $75.
That's right. Well, no, let's not encourage more. Jeez. Well, I am done having kids.
Money's for the kids.
2 for $90.
Let's
2 for $90 nut shots.
Let's go streak.
These nuts. All right. Streaking. Dave is at 7.
Yes.
Wow. I'm at 0. Chris is at 0. Kyle's at 1. So let's start from the bottom. Now we're here. All right. Chris was at 0. He took Rafael Devers of the San Francisco Giants.
Rafael Devers.
He got it 4 times, and he got 1 hit.
Hey!
Way to go, Chris. Chris is at 1.
Pretty clever to take Devers.
Even though the Giants lost.
Trying to pull myself out of this.
All right. How about here? I was at 0, and I said, I'm going to take – I can't get a hit, so I'm going to take Jackson Chorio.
No.
Chorio?
Chorizo.
Chorizo. He's of the Milwaukee.
Yeah, it means Milwaukee. It means the good life.
Yeah.
In Italian.
Of the Brewers. They got rained out.
Update, by the way, the A's up 1-0 in the top of the first on the Athletics.
I already wrote my guy down, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. I won't tell you then.
I'd say it right now.
Okay, I will tell you this. There has been a home run.
Okay, that's probably not a good sign for me.
Oh, maybe.
All right. Because I already wrote my guy.
You already wrote your guy.
And you'll know why I picked him. All right. And Kyle was at 1. So I stay at 0. Chris is at 1. Kyle was at 1 trying to get
Idiot. Oh, what a loser.
I said it predicted the weather. Kyle took some guy named Dane Myers because he broke a bat over his leg.
He's that comedian from the 90s.
I like him. I think he's funny. A lot of people think he's not funny, but I think he is.
Yeah, he's funny.
He got up 3 times and he got 1 hit. So Kyle's now at 2. But everybody's eyes are on Dave. They're all eyes on Dave, who had taken Betts and Raleigh and Devers and Goodman and Hernandez and Muncy and Witt. And then yesterday, some guy who can pitch, but can he hit Shohei Ohtani?
Can he hit? I don't know. I didn't look. I don't know. I do not know.
Well, he got up 4 times, and he hit 1 out of the ballpark.
That's a hit.
Home run and an RBI. 1 for 4. So Dave is at 8.
It's getting serious.
Yeah.
It's getting serious.
We might have to keep in contact while on vacation.
It's getting kind of hectic.
Yeah. What if you go the entire vacation with it, getting a hit every time? You'd have the new record.
I would.
But you better get a hit today to go into vacation.
Well, you know what? Don't give me bronze. Don't give me silver. Give me Paul Goldschmidt. Oh, why? What'd you say that for? Oh, okay.
All right. I have not looked, but I'm staying committed. I should go back to Jackson Chorio because they were rained out, but he was on the show. And I'm picking Maximus Muncy of the A's.
Well, I've got good news. He currently has a 3-2 count at the plate.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Are you watching it live?
No, yes, I just put it on.
All right.
Less than 2 hours after appearing on this show.
Come on, Max. We put it on. Can I get a hit live on TV? Oh, yeah. 3-2.
Okay, let's go. From the 916.
Who homered, by the way?
It was Brent Rooker.
Oh, Rooker, friend of the show as well.
Rooker.
All right. We're going to see it together. We're going to see my hit right here on this 3-2 pitch right up the middle.
Ball 4.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
Did
he hit it?
It looks like Wait, did he get hit?
That's a hit.
He's
running to first.
He is running to first.
Or jogging. That's a walk.
It's jogging.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I still have Max Muncy.
You still got Max Muncy.
Kyle?
Can I pick an A's player if they didn't get a hit in their first at bat?
Sure.
I think that's fair. Yeah, absolutely.
That fair game?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with Nick
Kurtz.
Okay.
Nick
Kurtz.
And Chris has submitted his. You know who he picked.
Holiday.
Yeah, it's July. He can do it. He picked Jackson Holiday. He was on Jackson Holiday ban.
Well, it is a holiday
That
weekend.
is true. It's July. Yeah. We're in a new month, though.
So there you go.
By the way, I said to my daughter last night at the dinner table, I said, I don't think you've cleaned your room in a month. And she immediately said to me, Daddy, so I haven't cleaned my room. Today's the 1st. Yeah.
She's you. And that hurts, doesn't it?
So bad, dude. She is a more lethal version of it. It's from the 279. Why are you guys playing music from Schindler's List? That was from Bull Durham.
Schindler's List.
What kind of weird text is that?
We have a lot of Schindler's
I
List
do
songs.
not think John
CD.
Fogerty's center field was in. I've seen Schindler's List before. I don't recall Center Field by John Fogerty being in that
the sequel.
movie. I don't know. It's part 2.
That is the outfield is Jacob Wilson's song. That's his walk-up
Is
song.
that his? That's. I mean, honestly, it's arguably the best baseball song of all time.
It's a great baseball song.
Is there a better one? Is there a better baseball song?
Kenny Rogers honestly has a really good baseball song.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'm not. Maybe if I'm familiar with it, I'm not familiar with it. That made sense.
Yeah, it's a really good baseball song.
Baseball,
No.
baseball, baseball. Oh,
What a
baseball.
baseball it is.
Yeah, I think first, without question, is John Fogerty.
Oh, Kyle's waiting. He thinks it's Fogs.
It's Fogs.
It's Fogs. Still going strong, by the way. From the 916, it's gotten so bad that when I hear texters like that, it makes me want the team to fail. Even
Because they want to see Dave in a spiral.
Yeah, I would love nothing more than that texter. Please. I would love nothing more than come April, that texter to be texting back, being like, told you.
I think, I mean, we'll never live in this world, so let's just dream anyway. But like if the Kings got into a set where they won like 5 of 6 championships, or 3 of 4, something.
Yes.
But the point being is there's a year where they miss.
Yes.
I want to know how you're going to be in that year. Like you're going to be elated year one, like
Sure.
over the moon, Dave. We
Yes.
get it. Everybody will be.
Yes.
If it's a back-to-back, still crazy. But then, like, I don't know, something happened the 3rd year, and then they win a 4th. Like, what? How are you going to be on the year after they've won a couple?
I can tell you how I won't be on the radio.
Why?
If they
It's
win a
not
championship, I'm
happening?
done. If they win a championship, I will.
You walk?
100%. Swear to God. Swear to my kids.
Why?
I'm done.
You have to do a few shows.
Oh, no. I'm not saying I would be done that day.
Right.
But I'm saying I would be done before the following. Maybe either before the following season. Well, probably before the following season because they
California Classic. You got to back it up
Vegas
with
and all that. I'd have one more. Yeah.
How cool would the California Classic be if they were the champions?
Oh, 100%.
That's when you have a parade.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And then just like, all right, what a great time to go, right? Just, I'm not talking about dying. But like, what a great time to leave. Be like, we made it. They won a championship. Soak everything up. Enjoy everything.
But what if you felt like, okay, let's dream again. It's the Thunder right now or the Kings where you're like, I mean, it might only be one for the Thunder, but it might be several.
What if I thought there could be a dynasty for
like
the
it
Kings?
wasn't just like a fluke. Like this is a really good team and they're set up and they're going to be good for 5 years. You want to miss out on that?
No, I don't want to miss out. No, that's
you
the
won't
point.
miss,
No,
but
I
you
don't
want to be on the air.
I want to be a season ticket holder.
Oh,
I want to go to every
season
game.
ticket, Dave.
Yeah, I want to go to every game. I want to be a fan, just a fan. I don't want to.
I think you'd be a mess.
You. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Dave, is that your 4th brownie?
Yeah, exactly. I might be like, it might be one of those things where like I'd be done in August, and then come October, it's like the hey, it's Carmichael Dave podcast, Cooking and Kings. Yeah, I don't.
Why did 4-time coach of the year Doug Christie call that timeout in the first quarter?
And how do you make the sandwich?
Kings right there.
Yes. Young people, while generally useless, every once in a while do something well.
Thanks, Dave.
Hey, I got you.
Support right there.
So yeah. I don't hate anybody for anything.
All right.
So what do you got? What are you doing this weekend?
Another crab boil or crawfish boil.
I think I've asked you this before, dude. I think I have, and I apologize because I don't have any memory. But like, if like Dr. Franklin Salk came out with this injection that would eliminate your allergy to shellfish, would you take it and then just roll around naked in a pile of crab and shrimp?
Everything but that.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of the stuff looks good. I don't know.
You just have such this unique and awesome way of like looking at things and being like, I'm so jealous. Like if I was,
it's not torture for me.
That's what if I was married into culinary royalty in New Orleans, Louisiana, surrounded by crawfish and shrimp and crab and all that, and I just got to look at it like a fat guy in an Oreo factory. Exactly. And you're eating you're eating a dog
sandwich.
Right. I would be like, God hates me. And then I'd rant about it for half an hour on the radio. And you're just like, well, it's a good hot dog.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's why in about 5 years, you're going to look like you right now, and I'm going to look like Sparky Anderson. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. I miss Sparky. We'll take a break. When we come back.
30 minutes left.
We're almost there, everybody. What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. And so much more before it gets crosstalk and celebrity birthdays, brought to you by Crumble Cookies. We'll get to all that right after this.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Oh, and that's a hard foul. Let's listen for the call on the floor.
The taxpayer owes back taxes. Penalties and interest are assessed and wage garnishments to begin immediately.
The IRS never misses that call. I wonder if they will challenge it.
The call is under review.
Priority Tax Relief has been called in for a review. Priority is the best in the business at negotiating your tax debt and has even eliminated the debt for some clients. Priority Tax Relief is saving their clients millions of dollars every month.
After a careful review from Priority Tax Relief, the debt has been eliminated. No foul on the play.
Whoa! That completely changes the game, folks.
If you owe more than $5,000, call Priority Tax Relief, and in minutes they'll review your case for free with a direct line to the IRS to see if you qualify for life-changing relief. No more worrying about wage garnishments or frozen bank accounts. Call Priority Tax Relief today at 800-899-2289. That's 800-899-2289.
We make your tax relief our priority.
Call now. Priority Tax Relief.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
How far do you hit your 7-iron? The answers will tell you which tees to play, according to Josh Sens in Golf Magazine. Deep down, you know you shouldn't be playing from the tips, but it's common for golfers to play from too far back. Aside from higher scores, rounds become a grind and golf becomes much less fun. After several years of research, the USGA unveiled a new data-driven offering to find the proper tees called Best Tees. If you know how far you hit your 7-iron, Best Tees will tell you which tee boxes to play. A typical male golfer should be playing from 6,100 yards and a typical female golfer from 4,400 yards. Most players have a good idea of their 7-iron distance, with average male's distance of 138 yards and average female's of 100 yards. Throw out the occasional perfect shot, which travels more than those distances, and concentrate on your average. This will allow you to reach the vicinity of most greens in regulation and let you hit a variety of clubs on approach shots. Leave your ego at home and give it a chance. You'll have more fun. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Celebrate the 4th with freedom from high prices. The 4th of July savings sale is happening now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Fire up your summer with 4th of July savings on a new Civic or Accord. Own or lease today at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Go to the end.
I have to skip to the end because we're going to get striked, but I'm going to skip to the end here.
Okay, because if it is,
that's the story. Swing and a miss, throwing the ball to himself, swing and a miss, throwing the ball to himself, swing and a miss. And then it's like, oh, no, I am the greatest. I'm just the greatest pitcher ever.
Okay, dude. You just helped me make one of the great connections of my entire freaking life. And I'm going to bring it to you. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I think maybe.
I think you know exactly where I'm going with this. Let me full screen this sucker. I never knew to this day, to just now, that this was needing to be unmuted. Many of you are going to recognize this commercial here. If I can unmute it.
Yeah, very similar.
That's the song!
Yeah.
I'm the greatest hitter in the world!
No, you're not, kid. Whiff.
Strike one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the greatest hitter in the world!
No, you're not, kid. Failure.
Strike two.
One more strike left, dude. Oh, spitting on the hands. Turns the cap around.
I'm the greatest hitter in the world!
Puts it up. And the pitch.
There we go.
Oh, slow motion. No. Missed. Missed again.
Don't get depressed.
Strike three.
Look at it positively.
Wow. I'm the greatest pitcher in the world. Optimism. Pass it on.
Brought to you by the Sacramento Kings.
Okay, first off, we should clip up that optimism pass it on thing. I've seen that commercial a stinking billion times, dude. I never put together. And by the way, and don't be texting and being like, oh, you didn't. You didn't either, ma'am, sir.
There's a basketball version of that, too. It's not the same.
It's the one where the kid calls the foul on himself.
And he's got a game on the line. 3.
Yeah.
He was fouled. He was fouled.
Yeah. He's like, oh, no, oh. That was the one where the kid goes over the huddle. He's like, coach, it was out on me. And then the coach is like, are you sure? Yeah. And then he tells the ref.
That's the sportsmanship one.
That's the sport. And then they go back and they play.
That's one to grow on.
And he looks back at the coach, and coach is like, hey, good call, kid.
Someone on a podcast recently found that kid who was in the commercial, and now he's an adult. It's kind of weird.
They didn't show the second part of that commercial, though, which is why it's not real life, where in the locker room later, after they lost by 3, the entire team beats the hell out of this kid.
Right.
Just absolutely
His life went nowhere.
Nowhere. Yeah. He was forced off the team, dropped out of school.
Yeah.
And, somebody bought a pack of smokes from him the other day.
Yes, exactly.
That's what happens with sportsmanship.
Pass it on.
Yeah, pass it on. Giants and Diamondbacks brought to you. Oh, we play.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is going to be fun.
it's time for What's on Deck. Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
Yeah, so Giants and Diamondbacks. The Giants are on pace to lose their 19th in a row, I think. I don't know, somewhere in that capacity. What was it, 8-2 yesterday?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, whatever. Woof.
A's just hit another home run. Max Schumann.
Look at Shoe.
Is it Max Schumann?
Something
Schumann.
Max with 1X.
Yeah.
As opposed to what, 2? Oh, like Crosby? Not a lot of 2X Maxes out there, are there? Crosby. Stills, Nash, Young. I don't know. A's up 2-0 on the Rays. And by the way, I don't want to jinx nothing here.
But
well, I'm just, you know what? They can't hear me, right?
No.
Currently, as we speak right now, I'm going to say it quieter. Mitch Spence is throwing a perfect game. I'm just reporting the news, dude. He is pitched 1 inning of perfect baseball.
Someone had that. It was on social media. I thought it was clever the way they worded it because you could tell it was confusing the group. So it was some podcast, a few guys around the table or whatever. It's like, which baseball player has broken up the most perfect games with a home run in Major League history? And you're like, what? And then they go, he's done it 81 times. I'm like, I got it.
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah.
That's a great
But
question.
like at first, and they're like,
how do you possibly know?
And
that?
then when they did 81, I think they were still stumped. And I'm like, no, it's the first bat. And I'm like, okay, I got it.
Ask Pat Still that. Do you think Pat Still would get that? He's a huge baseball fan.
Bring him in here. Let's see.
Without the hint, no.
What player has broken up? So you'd say what
player's broken up the most
perfect games
in Major League history? Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's a fact with a home run.
With a home run.
Because he has the most career leadoff homers.
Yeah. See, I know he's there. See, I know he's got his wife in today.
Does he have like 2 minutes?
Yeah. 2 minutes. Day 3 of NBA free agency.
Yeah, it's cooled down. Not as many. Not a lot of breaking news today.
Not a lot of breaking news, but you do have Wimbledon.
Yeah, day 3. There's been a lot of upsets.
A lot of upsets.
Yeah, Coco's out.
Coco Gauff is Coco off to America because she's done with Wimbledon.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Wimbledon.
I would too, and I would 100% go get the what is almost, I'm sure, overrated strawberries and cream,
and probably $20 or more, huh?
Yeah,
and you probably get like 3 berries.
I'm just gonna let's use pounds, which remember
I don't know what that means.
Pounds worth more than dollars.
Is it?
Yeah, so like $10 is like 13 pounds or something. Wait, no, other way around. Yeah, 10 pounds is like $13, okay. Something like that. So, how much? Oh, here's Pat.
Yeah,
Pat, real quick. Pat, we know you love baseball. Jason just had a really fun trivia question that if you get it, awesome. If not, it's going to be a fun one to repeat. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm good.
Good. How was the show?
Interesting.
You're a brave man, sir. I thought about doing the same thing.
Found out some things that I didn't know.
So for those of you who don't know,
the rest of it will be in our podcast.
Cody is off today, so Pat needed a fill-in. Tom's gone for a while, And
he retired.
Yeah, I know. But anyone ever consider like what if it's we see
comeback
this in sports?
He's too happy, man.
What
He's doing what he wants.
What if like 3 months from now he's just like, guys?
Doesn't he miss Dave?
Great point.
No way.
Yeah, not really. So Pat, you brought in your lovely wife to co-host with you. What has been the most uncomfortable part of the show so far for you?
Well, we run date stories on Mondays and Wednesdays. Today being Wednesday. She told a date story that I had kind of heard before. This is before I knew her, right?
Yeah.
But she was, the synopsis is she was 40, out with her girlfriends. They were at the Folsom Hotel, and she picked up a 26-year-old guy.
Oh. Like you mean like in the air, like whee?
Yeah. That's
exactly
what
okay. I mean, that may be what she meant.
Yeah. And the part I didn't know is apparently she picked him up again 2 weeks later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
A lot of picking up.
Well, how about a trivia question?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
Jason, go ahead.
Okay. Who has broken up the most perfect games in Major League Baseball history with a home run?
With a home run?
Yes.
Okay. Wouldn't be Bonds.
He'll give you a hint if you want it.
Okay.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough question.
But it makes sense when you think about it. He's done it 81 times, if that helps.
The weatherman?
Broken up a perfect game.
81
times.
You're going to love this answer because it's such a great question.
So this sounds like a trick question.
It is, but it isn't. It's accurate. The late, great Ricky Henderson. Because he led off 81 times with a home run, and at the time, the pitcher was throwing a perfect game.
It's not my question. I heard it. I go,
I love that question.
That's a great trick question.
It really is, because the best trick questions are true. There was no lying.
I'm going to go check with my wife and see if there was a third time that I missed.
You don't want to know.
See, right. If that was me, I'd be like, you pick anybody else up while I was down there for 2 minutes? The scene in Clerks that's semi-similar.
Her last break, she said on the air, she goes, are we okay? And I said, yeah, we're fine. She goes, so am I ever going to get lucky again? I said, yeah, I will put you in my car and take you to the Folsom Hotel.
It's always a great question. My number 2 marriage questions, are we okay? Followed by, it's not really a question, but number 1 for me is always, I think it's funny when and it's never funny. She never finds it funny when she says, I think it's funny when you blank.
Or they come up with an idea for the show, like, how about I come in and co-host? Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah.
You should do that.
Nope. In fact, as a matter of fact,
I know Jason's wife, Alba, she'd be great.
Yeah, she would.
She would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Jason's wife would be amazing.
Yeah.
You would literally hear, like, I'm not even joking, because I used to have my wife on the night show on the phone sometimes. Like, there would be people that are like, are they divorcing? Like, is this a bit? I don't know. And it's like, nope, that's just how we are.
Yeah, she's hanging out with Dietrich at the Folsom Hotel. You're in trouble.
They're just picking things up.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
And thank you once again for the
great question.
Hey,
I might use it later.
Yeah, you should. Hey, you know what? Feel free to use it. You don't even have to credit Sacktown Sports.
Bye.
Take care. Yeah, Pat took a chance.
He did.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You know who it paid off for? The listeners.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a break. You want a break? We got a break. Okay, when we come back, hey, Alan Stiles, celebrity birthdays, crosstalk, and so much more brought to you by Crumble Cookies right after this.
Head to your local Toyota dealer because the 4th of July sales event ends soon. Hurry in to check out the hottest deals on 17 Toyota hybrid models from the longest lasting brand on the road. And right now, get a low-cost lease on 2025 Prius. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's 2 years of complimentary maintenance. These deals won't wait, and neither should you. In a brand new Toyota, explore this summer like you mean it. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS buyers with premium ready credit. Offers end date 4/25.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Great conditions, a fun layout, and unbeatable value. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines are Sacramento's #1 rated golf destination. With 27 holes, a spacious practice facility, and professional instruction, there's always a way to improve your game. Planning a tournament or corporate event, they offer customizable packages and award-winning catering to make your event effortless. Timber Creek is easy to find in Roseville, but hard to forget. Book your round today at timbercreekgc.com or call 916-774-3851.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, there's a real chance of Jacob Wilson starting the All-Star game. As of the start of the A's current trip, he had a 250,000 vote lead at shortstop. Next up, the final vote of the top two finishers. If he wins that, he'll become the first A's shortstop to start the game in 50 years. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah, right. Feeling good. Yeah. Vincent Ramirez on the chat, YouTube
What's
chat.
up, Vinny?
He says, it's a very good point, by the way. Says, I bet that kid in the commercial never did a solo triple play, right?
I mean, who's ever done that?
Unassisted triple play? Well, you know, it's a small group.
That's the kind of thing you put in a newspaper.
Small group of us.
Oh, you're in that club?
We meet on Fridays. We have.
How many are in the club?
There's only 3. And we have no assists. We would not be good at basketball.
Describe the play again.
I was playing a hot corner.
Yeah.
8 years old.
Yeah.
Playing for the Del Paso Eastern Giants.
What was the scenario? First and second?
Scenario was first and second. And, oh, my God, a shot to third base. Snagged it going to my right, kind of a lefty backhand.
That's one out.
And I immediately am stepping on the bag. I wasn't guarding the line. So step on the bag. It was like catch, step on the bag. And then little Danny Ding Dong on his way from second to third, I think might have had a finger in the nose. Just he didn't tag up. So he's running. I just went over, took 2 steps towards him, and laid my glove right on his little kid face. 3 outs.
I see 2 outs.
So was it third and second?
Catch. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was bases were loaded.
Got it. There we go. That makes sense.
Yeah. So
got the guy on third by tagging the bag,
Yes.
and you got the guy running towards third or just wandering aimlessly.
Just wandering aimlessly, looking at a bumblebee. You know,
He's like,
kids that
hey,
age.
I want a snack.
Yeah, exactly. He was waiting for orange slices and Capri Suns. Meanwhile, my head's in the game. I got the black eyeliner,
Oh, yeah,
not
makes
eyeliner. What's that called?
The eye black?
Eye black. thank you.
Eyeliner.
No, I was kind of an
The
emo
black
little leaguer.
eye.
I had the black eyeliner on, kind of like Robert Smith, The Cure.
Yeah. I would have run over and got the guy just running from first to second, too, just to say I got 4 outs.
A Huddersfield Town fan is calling me via FaceTime off of Twitter.
What's up, Pat Jen?
How is that possible?
Patricia Jennings. I have no
What do you
idea.
think the conversation's about?
I'm gonna open it here.
Let's not.
And it's just it's phone. I can't see that from them, so I have no idea.
Maybe they have Sam's connection.
I mean, I've talked to her before, not on the phone, but out there. Nice lady, older lady,
Just checking in.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely good we didn't put her on the radio.
Why? What's wrong with that? She's not going to come on and be like, hello, FFF, password.
Do we know this?
She might go FFF, but actually it's just the letters. All right, well, we are waiting on Alan Stiles, who is, I don't know what the hell he is.
What does he do back there?
And profiling.
The big rumor of the day, I'm sure Alan will talk about that, is
there's Alan.
Jonathan Kuminga, who had a really good nickname going for a while, but it never caught on.
Oh, what is it?
No, we'll talk about it later.
Okay. My favorite nickname in the league.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal nickname. I don't think they've made shirts, hats.
Anyone seen SpongeBob?
More like umbrellas.
I watch SpongeBob all the time.
Yeah, big time. Love SpongeBob.
Remember the place that that Plankton lived in?
Yep.
Yeah, just subtract a letter.
The buckeye, no T. Morning, Alan.
Good morning.
You look very country clubby today.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, you look like you're you just got off nice shift doing your plastic surgery practice down in Beverly Hills, and you're heading over with the Golly Loggers and the Weinsteins to play a little tennis.
That's right.
And then maybe have a racquetball. Thank you. And then have a badminton. And then have a nice shrimp Louis.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you get injured, badminton, sure, call Downtown LA Law Group.
That's right. It's not good minton.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember Greg Minton?
Yes.
Yeah. Giants pitcher.
I was watching, by the way, and I don't know if you watch any newer game shows. The Wall.
Oh, I love The Wall.
It's the biggest scam ever.
Why?
The red balls that just take away all your money.
Yeah. Well,
I can't
you're not getting
stand
millions
it.
of dollars.
But they have the
that is
millions
scam.
there.
Yeah, I hate when I think you got to go committed on that show. Like, hey, just don't sign the contract.
But one of the questions was this sport was created, and it was basically the idea was this sport was created for the YMCA as a sport that was not as strenuous as others. And they had badminton, bowling, tennis, and I think it was, what's the one? Where shuffleboard or something like that, right? The answer, which threw everybody off, it was volleyball.
That wasn't one of your.
Oh, did I say tennis instead of volleyball? Yeah. Because I'm watching tennis. It was volleyball.
Okay.
So it was badminton, bowling, a bunch of non-strenuous activities, but the answer was volleyball.
Gotcha.
Want a baseball trivia question?
Oh, yeah. See if Alan gets it.
I'm not going to get it, but sure.
Oh, you might.
I'm not really a historian. I just play the game.
What player in Major League Baseball history has broken up the most perfect games with a home run?
I do not know.
You want a hint?
The hint's in the question, but
yeah, Jason will give you a hint.
He did this 81 times.
81 times.
Breaking up a perfect game
with a home run.
81. It's something with the 81.
Or breaking up a perfect game with a home run.
Yeah.
So the
not a
perfect
single
game,
hit
it
or
wasn't a
walk had
single
been given up. And he did it 81 times with a home run. This is not a joke, by the way. This is a fact. We're not doing a bit. I'll give you one more hint. He is unfortunately.
Oh, is it Ricky?
No longer with
yes,
us.
Ricky.
Started the game.
Leading off with a 81.
Ricky.
Yeah.
There's the
Isn't that a great? That's Jason.
Oh, you know what's funny?
It's a great question.
It's funny. I was reading this thing. It was a bunch of baseball unwritten rules. And the first one was bunting during a no-hitter.
Oh, is this that list? I saw that
and somebody said, well, does the beginning of the game count?
Right.
Because technically it's a no-hitter.
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Hey, if you're ever going to break up a perfect game with a bun, maybe make friends with the pitcher by giving them a sleeve of Crumble Cookies. Hey, Crumble Cookies, I just lost my no-hitter. Yeah, stuff this in your face. Back to you.
Wow. All right, I'm going to rifle off 3 movies on this date. You guys give me all 3 years.
By the way, you nervous about tonight?
With you in the building?
That's right.
I am so
in
nervous.
the building, baby.
This could be Alan's best performance
ever. Go ahead.
All right. Want the date on July 2nd of what year were these 3 movies released? And they were not the same year. That's the hint.
Okay.
Boys in the Hood, Men in Black, in Airplane?
I know one of them.
Okay.
I think I have a. If you know one of them, you know all of them.
No, it's
No,
not
it's
the
not
same
the
year.
same date.
Oh, Airplane's 1980.
Not the same year, excuse me.
I think I know one of them. Airplane is, I'm almost certainly 1980. Boys in the Hood is 1991. Men in Black 1998.
I got 98 for Men in Black because me and my buddy dressed up. He was white, so I was Will Smith.
Hey.
Yeah, I was Will Smith.
Okay.
He was Tommy. And so I got 98 because that was about second grade. And then what was the other one?
Airplane and Boys in the Hood.
Airplane, 92. Because the boys in the hood is always.
Wait, Airplane 92?
No, I said 87 for Airplane.
Oh, okay.
87 for Airplane, and then
for Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood, 92.
I'll forgive him. He is way off on Airplane. I know that.
Got 81, 91, 97.
Okay. We have correct answers.
Okay.
Come on.
Carmichael Dave got 1980 for Airplane.
Yeah.
That's what I
figured. Yeah.
I think Dave and Kyle had Boys in the Hood in 91.
Yes.
And then Kyle got Men in Black 97.
Oh, well, so
Wow.
I did it in
Knowing
second
movies.
grade because it came out. Yep.
Can we say I'm the overall winner though? Because
Yeah,
I
you
was
are.
only 1 year
You
old.
got two right and one off.
Good job, Dave.
You were piggybacking on Airplane.
Good job, Dave.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Happy-
Sources, Dave. Scoop, Dave.
What are you talking about? You're the one that's all tweet. You're the one that's like, I've checked in the Malik Monk thing and Jonathan.
Is that how how you read my voice on Twitter?
That's how I read your voice in my head. Go ahead.
Happy birthday, Margot Robbie.
Oh, ho, ho.
Margot Robbie is 38.
Now here's a joke. What did you say?
38.
38.
39.
I would go
They take a while.
36.
Kyle's closest 35. Happy birthday to Lindsay Lohan.
Oh,
Here's a mean girl.
Not Lindsay
No.
Lohan. Or maybe. Lindsay Lohan is 46.
Man, oh man.
Nope, she's a woman. Hey. Hey.
Okay. She's not 46.
Okay, then.
She is 40, though.
44.
Alan's closest 39.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll close out with Larry David.
73.
Pretty close.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. 73.
Beloved
Dave is
aunt.
71.
75.
All right.
Kyle's
and-
close to 78.
I know we're late.
78?
I know we're late. It's Alan's time, though, so I don't care. Listen, this is how I read Alan's voice. Can't confirm the Monk Kaminga conversations have happened, see? That's all happening next.
See.
See you in a few weeks, everybody. Love you. Bye-bye now.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Wednesday, getting out the door to a comfortable start as we head through the afternoon.